Waiting for it to register. All right. What's up, everybody? Let's see, where are we at? What's up, DJ? Recently got a set of D20 dice, and on my very first roll, I got a nat 20 on both dice on the very first roll, which I think is like a 5% a chance to roll a nat 20. It's, God, to roll 2 in a row is even substantially lower. We did have a game where a buddy of ours rolled 3 in a row, which was insane. With our system, like with our table, we in our more recent campaign or whatever, we've been allowing that if you roll a nat 20, the DM will allow you to roll again. If it's another nat 20, he'll boost it even further. But if it's anything other than that, the second dice is just ignored. So it's a fun little thing. So like the fact that he rolled 3 in a row, our DM was just like, basically you just fucking like destroyed this dragon's face, which is kind of, it was just fun, man. It was just wild because like the chances are so low that it's just ridiculous. But yeah, man, that's awesome. So there was no stream last week. Guardians 3 safe to talk about or no? It's still a week later, so it's safe to talk about. Even though we didn't talk about it last time, same rules still apply. I only blocked the weekend of. By that I mean the plot and the ending. None of that, but what do you rate the entire movie? I'd give it like a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, something like that. Probably more like a 9, because there were some like pacing things that kind of threw me off a little bit, so I'd probably say a 9 out of 10. Right about where Sinesh is, though I'd probably put it just a tad bit lower. What do you rate the sadness and action and the music? Sadness, 10. 11 even. Action, 8. Music, 8. I would say. It's got to be the next best movie from Marvel after Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, easy. I think this is, hands down, the best Marvel movie since that, at least. And I would say in some ways I enjoyed Guardians more than Spider-Man No Way Home, but I think overall I still enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home more just because, I mean, Spider-Man's one of my favorite characters of all time, so it's hard to beat that bias. Hope you're feeling better, man. Thank you, Jamie. I am feeling a lot better. I was just not in a good headspace last weekend, so I was like, I'm just going to take a day off, a little bit of a breather, and just kind of like hang out. And it was a pretty chill weekend for the most part. So, hey Omni, what are your thoughts on episode 11 of The Flash, and what are your predictions for next week's episode? What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? Well, I have to imagine Barry has probably jumped to 2049. That's my best guess to, I don't know, man, be face to face, because I feel like we're not going to just hold off until the finale to have them confront each other. So we got to build up to that. So I think we're going to finally have Eddie come face to face with either Barry and Iris in the next episode, and you know, the descent into madness is just going to continue to happen. Last episode, while, you know, it focused on our B team on the other storyline where Barry was absent, I think they did a really good job at balancing it out, and the way that they kind of played with everybody was a lot of fun. I really liked last episode. I really did. What's up, Stixie? I know I'm going to get spoiled on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so I'm a bounce. I'll be back once I've seen the movie. Of course. Stay safe. Are you hopeful for the Flash finale? I am, actually, because these last couple of episodes have actually been really freaking good. I'm more hopeful after the greatness of episodes 9 and 10, and I enjoyed episode 11 even if it was a little weaker. I'm right there with you. Like, even though, like, 11 maybe didn't have me invested as much as 9 and 10 for obvious reasons, they were still really freaking good. Did I hear about the Superman news? What Superman news? Does that answer the question? I heard there's a rumor about a casting going around that James Gunn literally just a few minutes ago like said was false and what isn't true. So I don't know. if that's what you're talking about, unless it's the Superman and Lois stuff, which is also all speculation right now. There's nothing hard confirmed in the film front or the TV front right now. By the time you see this, I'll probably be on. Well, take it easy, 60. Hope you have a good weekend. The Guardians hallway fight peak. Dude, that scene was so good. Like that, it was beautifully shot. Everybody had their moment. It was kinda crazy, dude. I loved it. It was great. Great. Whew. I know it's fiction, but it's weird to me that in Crisis, the world literally ended, billions died, and everyone carried on living their lives as if nothing happened. Just because all those worlds were brought back. I mean, they didn't know that, I guess. But most of the world doesn't know. I mean, you kind of have to live with it if you didn't. I mean, they lamented on it, they mourned on it, but I mean, they did all they could at the end of the day, so I'm not too bothered by that. What are your thoughts on Guardians 3 that nobody died? Didn't bother me. Going back and looking at the statements, nobody actually said that anybody was going to die. We just kind of ran with it based on what was said and assuming somebody was going to die. And had James wanted to kill somebody, he was free to do so. So, yeah, I'm actually quite relieved that that everybody is okay in the end. Well, okay as a point of perspective, but alive, I guess. Aloha, happy Mother's Day Eve. Likewise, right back at you, Summer. How are you doing this weekend? I cried seeing Green Arrow, then a week later I cried for a CGI raccoon, man. It's been a pretty sad day either way. Let's see. News, THR other heroes will appear in Superman Legacy. The film will be filled with many faces as it will seek to introduce the DC heroes that are already established in the film landscape. Well, that's cool. Hopefully that's legitimate and not founded. I don't know where that source is, but I know you say it's from THR, but I'm just wondering who their source is, because we're getting a lot of sources from that side of the industry that, I mean, James continues to shoot down on a regular basis, so I don't know. We'll see. I like No Way Home because I got fan service, and I like Spider-Man. I got Guardians 3 as a better movie. I think they both have some qualities that definitely carry them a lot higher than anything else we've gotten in the last fucking couple years from Marvel since Endgame. That's for certain, with the exception of Shang-Chi, but I don't know. It's hard to say which one I like better. I still would lean Spider-Man No Way Home for me, but definitely Guardians got a bigger emotional reaction from me. That's for sure. Didn't play D&D much, but Magic the Gathering. See, I've never played Magic the Gathering. I've only ever owned a single card, and it's just because a buddy of mine gave it to me, just so I would have a Magic card, and it was literally just a mountain land piece. You know, it's really telling. Despite No Way Home making a lot of money, it's forgotten by most people. Is it though? I don't think it is. I definitely don't forget about it. What do you think of the Titans ending? It was fine. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it did its job. I liked all the character interactions, that's for sure. Do you watch Blind Wave's reactions to The Flash after you watch it? Yeah, usually. I haven't watched their episode 11 one yet, but yeah, most of the time I follow up on their reactions afterwards to see, you know, what their thoughts are, because they have a more extensive discussion to see where they're at. Because they're one of the few people reacting to The Flash. I think besides them, only Chainsaw and Married to the Real cover The Flash stuff anymore, or any of the DC TV stuff anymore. Have I seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yet? Well, we have a pinned comment that answers that question. And if you're subscribed to the channel, obviously I put out a review like a few days ago. So yes, I have definitely seen it. By a few days ago, it's been a week now. Holy crap, it's been a week. So yeah. I don't want to watch it till it comes out because my exams are happening right now, then you don't want to be in here because I'm spoiling it. We're allowing spoilers, man. Get out of here if you don't want to get spoiled. Let's see. Thought Guardians 3 was good, but I don't know. Maybe I'm cynical now. Didn't find them great. I mean, that to each their own, man. Loved it. What's up, Kate? I want to go back and see it again. Hope you're having a good Saturday. But I don't know if I want to go through that at this point. Nicholas Holt, Superman, Lex Luthor. It's pretty muddled at the moment. Yeah, no. I saw James respond to that article or about the casting information saying that none of that should be taken at face value at this point. That nothing's really been determined, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't give a shit what anybody says until James Hard confirms anything. I could care less about any of the rumors coming about it because it's a new person every week for a different role half the time. Can't wait for Ben Affleck's next film, Hypnotic, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Well, it's out. It came out yesterday. I was going to go see it yesterday, but I was too tired and just stayed in, and I caught up on Jedi Survivor because I had taken a couple days break from it. Let's see. Did I see the new Doctor Who trailer? Just came out over an hour ago. Is it another one of those 10-second teasers? Otherwise, I don't care. Let me open another tab. It's a 50-second trailer. 42-second official trailer. No, I haven't watched it yet. I might watch it if I have time. I don't like reacting to things that are literally not even a minute long. Unless there's really something substantial to it, but I don't know. I might watch it later tonight or tomorrow, but I have not currently watched it, no. We will see. I am excited for those specials, though. I cannot wait. Dude, seeing the stuff from Ncuti and the new lineup, the new production, the new stuff that's all coming out of David Tennant and Catherine Tate and all that, man. I've not been this excited for Doctor Who in a long time. Cannot wait. I do hope Cisco shows up because we keep hearing his name being said. I hope so, but I mean, last thing that was ever said publicly was that he wasn't called to be in the last season. So I hope that was bullshit because Cisco, out of all people, should be brought up. I don't care. You cut that time out. You cut that time out and you bring Cisco in. Because if he's at least been like, nah, it's a scheduling conflict or he's not available, that's one thing. But he said they haven't reached out to him the last time that he said anything publicly that I saw. Maybe that's changed, but I hope that wasn't the case. They were still filming the final couple of episodes. Yeah, they haven't even finished writing the last couple of episodes whenever that interview came out. So I'm hoping that that's changed. David Krosnet is a front runner for Suits. I don't care. I don't know who that is. And two, I don't care who anybody is saying anybody is a front runner for anything because last week it was literally somebody else. And I don't believe anything until it happens. Who is this guy? Are you sure that's even a name? Because no one comes up for this guy except this bearded comedian. That's not even the right name. That's a completely different name. Yeah, I get nothing with a search for that name. Literally no results for whatever reason. I feel bad for Daredevil. Everyone who's been in a James Gunn movie has been one-upping him. I feel bad for Daredevil. Everyone who's been in a James Gunn movie has been one-upping him. I don't know what you mean here. I don't know what you mean. What's up, good vibes? Yeah, the casting for Superman movie has to be underway. Gunn speaks half-truths, but they apparently narrowed it down to 3 people for Supes, 4 for Lane, and 2 for Lex. We'll see. We'll see. I will wait until they say it. I've only watched this season of Titans through your reactions, but I like the ending. I really like that Dick Corey ended up being in game. Oh yeah, they were definitely setting that up. I mean, that with the flashbacks, the future visions, and all that stuff from the last 2 seasons, that was definitely going to be Endgame. That's for certain. And I liked it enough. I really enjoyed the season. It's my favorite season of this show so far. But I had fun with it. What's up, James? You gonna be chill today? Let's see. What do you think might come of a prolonged WGA strike? Lots of delays, that's for sure. I'm hoping not more reality TV, but they are cheaper and it's easier to abuse non-union actors. Never mind not hiring writers for it. Let's see. Richie. Dude, chill, man. The fuck? Y'all read these in order, right? I mean, I haven't seen your name, or at least if I have, I don't recall. But like, goddamn, you don't control the chat. Shut the fuck up. God, I hate when people come in and try to tell me how to run things, dude. Like, one live chat has to populate here and then show up in StreamYard. So there's like a 2 to 5 minute delay sometimes from when I can actually pull up messages on the screen. So I will get to it, man. God. Anyway, it just popped up. Thank you, the Vector Cave. Oh, thank you for that super chat, man. To buy more Magic cards. I mean, where would I even start? Like, I assume there's like box sets, like starter kits, like there are for like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, I used to collect like Pokemon cards back in the day, but I never played. The only card game I ever actually got into and played was Yu-Gi-Oh. And man, I've sunk so much money into that shit, man. Where was I? Yeah, back to this. I would just have to say delays. I feel like, you know, anything that's been coming out or going to come out is either going to be done. I think anything that comes out where they're like, well, it's all written, so we'll just shoot it without any of the writers in the writer rooms, you know, as we shoot it, which is still ill-advised, because if they need to rework something, it doesn't mean it's going to translate onto the page once they actually get to the set. So some of these shows that are moving forward without writers post-writing is going to be rough. Like, I'm kind of concerned hearing about some of those, because anything that's going to need an edit or a change is going to be like in a rough shape unless it was done real good the first time through. So I don't know. I think we're going to either get hopefully some good shows that come out because they beat the strike, got out of it early, or some shows that are going to be rough around the edges because they didn't have writers working throughout the shooting to help them adjust and adapt. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing lots of delays. So it's really, really, really going to be a mixed bag. Awesome reaction as well, by the way. Thank you for that, man. Thank you, thank you. Why do people hate Ned's lead so much? Is it only because he's fat? Well, no. Because that's not really that good of a reason to hate somebody or make fun of someone. What's your opinion on this? I've never heard that people hate Ned. I mean, I assume it because he's just kind of a slapsticky comic relief character if any reason was to be had. But I don't know. I've never seen any Ned Leeds hate, so I can't say, but I would imagine as a comic relief sidekick buddy character, a lot of people don't jive with that, so it is what it is. What are your thoughts on Eric Wallace? Well, I think these last couple of episodes where he actually wrote the episode shows that he could have been writing good stuff all this time. It's just, I guess, budgeting, opportunity, and because we know these last couple of episodes they've been saving their budget for. So everything up until this point, like they've had to come up with reasons to save the effects budget. Because they're budget was reduced for this season. It's not the same as they've had for other seasons. So if they want to do a banger finale, they had to hold off on anything until the end. So I don't know. If it makes me think that if Eric Wallace was giving a good budget, he might have actually been able to make some pretty damn good stuff if this quality was consistent. So it makes me wonder, like, what could have been if maybe this was yet again on a different network. I liked it better that no one died. It proves you can make an ending without killing one of the main characters. Agreed. Most basic card. Good that you got that. I actually got a card. Hell yeah, dude. Married to the Real said Flash Season 9 is the worst season ever. Did you see their latest reaction? I have not seen the latest reaction, but I definitely disagree. I think it's better than the Cicada season. Okay, maybe not, but it's better than Season 7 to me. And I can't fault these first couple of episodes. The first half. Honestly, maybe they should have just done these last couple of episodes anyway. So, I don't know. Because these last couple of episodes are going to weigh heavily. It's not even over yet. Because if you give me this solid arc, if this close, and the Godspeed stuff was so disappointing. It was so lame. Like, it was fun lame, but it was lame. And, like, I don't give a shit about the first half of the season as long as the actual main thread that we're building up to is good. That'll weigh so incredibly much in its favor if they land it. I mean, they win so many points just based off the Oliver episode alone. That one episode makes this season better than Season 7 for me. I really love Spider-Man No Way Home, but Marvel should have given Toby, Tom, and Andrew more scene timing so that they could spend more time and get to know each other properly. I mean, there's a lot that was cut out of it for time, but yeah, I would have liked to have seen an extended edition of this movie where they kept a lot of that in. I agree with Trey and Tasha. Flash Season 9 is the worst season of all time. That's fair. Your right to do. I don't agree, but that's your right to have that opinion. I watched Hypnotic yesterday and was thoroughly entertained. One of the best of the year as far as a good time. I hope I have some time to check it out. I'd really like to give it a watch. Line Wave, they are weird, but ultimately very funny. I love them, man. They are one of my favorite reaction channels to watch, man. That scene where Star-Lord was dying in space and his face was getting cold, I asked myself, where's his helmet in this movie? It got destroyed, didn't it? He doesn't have one at last time I recall. I think it got destroyed, and I don't think we've seen him get a replacement. Let's see. Favorite underrated show? Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is Stargirl. Because while they are very critically rated, people just, they don't have any attention behind them at all. So, like, I think that still qualifies as underrated in that case. Episode 11, it was a little funny that Barry came back and then only a few minutes later vanished again. I did find that kind of funny. I did find that a little funny, man. He's like, hey, I'm back. Got to witness the birth and then blah! But yeah, can't wait to see what happens next. So apparently Superman Lois is about to be canceled. Well, not 100%. That's definitely, there's a lot of different reports. It's coming down to, some reports are saying that the CW wants to keep one DC show. And one's really expensive but really popular. The other is the cheapest DC show ever. And it did okay as far as viewership. So, I mean, if they want to be smart, they would keep Superman and Lois. But like they said, it's what it is. So if they want to cut costs and play the cheap game, maybe they'll go with the worst of the two shows. But Yeah, they lost their viewers by doing boring villains like Ali Allison and Bruno Mannheim instead of Brainiac, Doomsday, and Mongol. I mean, the show's still going strong. And again, live viewers, live ratings mean jack shit on the CW. Broadcasting, streaming, and all of that is where the show, those shows shine. So real viewership numbers don't matter. You've been here for some time. Like, I hate having to repeat myself to people who should know better by this point. Anybody that watches the CW, or at least is a frequenter of that network, should know better by now that shit doesn't matter. But yeah, anyway, those numbers are meaningless. I'm watching Eurovision Song Contest. It's a big thing here in Europe. I've never watched it. I'll have to check it out one of these days. I keep hearing about it more and more every year. Wait, the whole Rocket wanting prosthetic body parts. You think that was him thinking of his dead friends? Maybe? Huh. I don't know. Maybe? I never really thought about it that way, but that makes it creepier. That does make it really creepy, if that is the case. It doesn't really make it endearing. I don't understand why HBO Max would save Superman Lois, but wouldn't do a season 9 of Arrow. Well, season 9 of Arrow didn't happen because Stephen Amell wanted to leave. And they begged him to at least close out with a season 8. That's why that happened. So I don't know what the I don't know where you're getting at here, but I don't know. I don't expect HBO Max to save anything at this point. You know, while it is on the table and a possibility, I highly doubt it'll happen based on everything going around with David Zaslav and their cost cutting and all that stuff. I really doubt they would save an expensive show like Superman and Lois. Stephen Amell was done with Arrow. Yes. Wheeljack sounds different in the teasers. I didn't notice. Because Arrow was dragging and Superman and Lois is still pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, Arrow, that whole thing was called by Steven at that point. Really. What happened to your hand since there's a Band-Aid on it? Guessing nothing too big. Well, I mean, I went to the doctor this week and it's, I had to get a biopsy of, something on my hand that I'm hoping isn't something serious. So we'll see. I'll be getting news about it, within the week. Or lack thereof. So no news is good news. So as long as I don't hear anything this week, everything's should be fine, hopefully. Let's see. Did you know that Thawne himself was causing the people to get in danger to then save themselves from danger because in his timeline crime was almost non-existent? Yeah, they said that. Yeah, I knew that. That was like the main tenet of his character. Was there was nothing to do, but he still wanted that issue. What's the word I'm looking for? He wanted that recognition for it. So it's the same reason like why you have virus, like antivirus companies that engineer their own viruses that theirs is designed to protect against. So it's rough. So yeah, it definitely makes sense. I was aware of that. They did address that at one point, I do believe, in the show, but in the comics, that was definitely how Thawne started off. Barry found out Thawne was putting people in danger in the first place to save them later. That's why Thawne was so mad in the comics. Yes, exactly. I think Cisco will appear because of a rumor I saw where someone said they asked him if he's in it, and he said, wait and see. Now, obviously, that's one guy's word, so don't take it as fact. I hope so, man. I hope so, because you really shouldn't close out this show without Cisco. Oh well, you know, I'm the roll, you did the brush, I'm the big bad potatoes. Is that a quote from something? I don't recognize it if it is. But I can't imagine him not appearing in the finale. Me either. That's my Xbox name back in the day. Oh wow. Crazy, crazy. Kaylin died. Is Cisco just going to stay out of the show and not react on screen about it? One of the main Flash characters that knew her the longest. Well, I don't think that if he does show up, I don't think that's even going to get addressed because he would already know that she died by this point. It's not like he's going to show up and already find out. Maybe he'll mention it or talk about it, but I doubt it. In my opinion, I can understand where Thawne is coming from. Don't get me wrong, he's an evil, horrible villain, but it wasn't possible for a Flash to exist because there was no crime, so understand why he was upset, because he got a feeling of what it was like to be a hero, to be the Flash by creating problems he could solve. I mean, that still makes him, I don't understand that either. I mean, that's a very fucked up thing to do. Like, I completely understand why Barry shuts it down. Like, I guess, like, if you want that recognition, you got it. If you'll be willing to get it at any cost, but I can understand that point of view, but it doesn't make what Barry did any more wrong, if that makes sense. It doesn't justify it, is what I'm saying. What do you think of Keon suddenly becoming a goddess, and do you agree with fan theories that it could lead to the resurrection of Caitlyn? I hope not. I haven't read any of those theories. I haven't seen any of them. I think goddess was just her way of saying she was a force, because she's connected to the various forces. That was confirmed in the episode, and Speed Force Nora said she's one of them. She is one of us. People like us. So, like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. I just think her choice in words is causing some confusion in the fandom. Meant the hallway fight scenes. Oh, about Daredevil. I don't think that one-ups any of the Daredevil fight scenes. I mean, it was really cool, but I mean, you can't beat some of the best oneers in Daredevil's hand-to-hand stuff. I think those are way more intricate and cooler for me. And it's David Croswell, apparently. Genuinely no offense to the guy, but he looks like discount Henry Cavill. And let's try it with the correct spelling this time. David Prowse. Because it didn't even, like, try to correct me. It wasn't like, did you mean this person? There we go. Something's actually coming out for this. You know, I mean, he needs to pack on some muscle, otherwise we'd have a very, very thin or sleek, lean Superman, which isn't bad necessarily, but yeah. I mean, he could do it. He's got the jaw, he's got the hairline, he's got the look. He's got the look. And maybe not in the politest way of saying it, but I kind of agree. He does look like a little Henry Cavill-ish. Do you agree that Keon is very cringe? No, I do not. I mean, sometimes she's a little wonky, but like, I think she's like kind of endearingly cute in a lot of weird ways, in a lot of innocent ways. I don't find her cringe at all, really. Let me chill today. I'm not talking about Lois today. We cool. I mean, we're cool as long as you keep cool. About to hit someone at HBO Max. Give me Doom Patrol release date already. I suffered through Titans for no date. Yeah, man, where the fuck is our release date for Doom Patrol, man? Dude, I swear, if we go all this and then they're just like, oh, we're not even gonna release it, I'll be so mad, dude. Thank you, Vector. I keep wanting to say Cove. Keep saying Cove, but like, I gotta read Cave. True, they were setting Dick Corey up all seasons, but also DC writers hate Corey and them together, so I was a bit wary. I mean, they're also the most popular, well-known couple, and in a show adaptation, they're not going to steer away from that. I wouldn't have worried about it, but I get the hang-up, though. What's up? What's up, Geek Ledger? How you doing, man? Trey was saying some writers shouldn't be on strike right now because how horrible writing is nowadays. He said this is because of his hate for The Flash Season 9. That's not fair to equate all writers just because some are dog shit, but I can understand the frustration. And it might be a little hyperbolic for him to say too, because not to put words in Trey's mouth, but like he does seem to like what's the word, exaggerate and be very hyperbolic at times, but he reacts, man. He reacts he speaks his truth. And that's why I love those two, man. I love those guys. Did you see the reveal that we were robbed of in Stargirl Flash crossover because the show was canceled? Did they confirm it was the Flash? Because they said they were planning a crossover with another show. It was presumed to be the Flash, but nothing was ever confirmed of what show it was going to be. The last thing I saw, but if that's been confirmed now, let me know. I mean, it may take an hour, but you'll always read what you say and get to it as long as you're nice. Exactly. Start old school, not the super expensive ones. Will do. So overpriced. It's been over 15 minutes. I only just realized you're wearing an Atlas shirt. Yes, yes. Dream Appa. Before Pokemon cards, Pogs was my jam. Dude, I had so many Pogs. It is ridiculous. Oh my lord. I used to have a massive collection of those things, man. I don't feel sympathy for Stargirl Season 4. I don't think this is a hot take. Why do these creators put ideas fans want to see on the back burner and then later reveal ideas after the show got canceled? I don't know. I'm not sure the purpose behind that, but I think it like helps people like get an idea of some things that might have happened. So, I mean, I like hearing stuff they would have liked to have done. Not that it's, but for some people, they're going to be like, oh man, and see like that as a reason that they were slighted. But like, I always like hearing about the for shows that we're planning on going on, where we're probably never going to get an idea of where they go from there. I do kind of like hearing what their plans were going to be. But it is what it is. I mean, it's going to blue ball some people at the end of the day, and for me, I just think it's some fun little tidbits of information. Ever watch Legend of Korra? Of course. I really like it. It's definitely not as strong as Avatar, The Last Airbender, as Atla, but it's still pretty solid. I don't like some of the lore things they expanded upon. The animation, though, blows it out of the water. The animation's beautiful, but yeah, I like it. It's fine. Characters are not as iconic as the original cast, but overall, it was an okay show. I think it gets more hate than it deserves, though. I think they might hate Ned because he's not hairy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Even worse, I blame people that voted for him to... Okay, I'm not getting into any of that shit. Maybe they want him to be the Hobgoblin. I mean, that's also possible. I don't agree with more than 75%, Trey says. I stopped watching Married to the Wheel because I could not deal with him. Really? I haven't watched in a hot minute. I used to watch all their Flash stuff. But I'm not sure the last time I checked in, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Trey is very passionate about the Flash, though, so I understand it. Alright, anyway. I'm ignoring any of that kind of stuff from Richie Rich here. What did you think of Flash episode 10, where Barry becomes the original Flash that is fighting Thawne in his childhood home? Pretty awesome full circle moment, in my opinion. That whole sequence was amazing. It was so good. I absolutely loved it, man. Such a good sequence, so powerful. Trey was saying the fans who are using budget as an excuse for the show are dumb. He was saying it's not a good excuse. Well, that isn't one. I don't appreciate that, because I've defended the CW for a long time, and I know he's passionate, but that's an ignorant ass statement. Ignorant ass blanket statement to make that I do not agree with. One, it's also disrespectful, and two, it's just factually just ill-equipped. But like I said, when you get passionate about something, you just say shit. You get mad and you say shit. Yeah, don't worry, Christina. James isn't going to be causing any channel wars. Trey and Tasha, we're on happy good terms. Love those guys. Always will. Like, they're free to have their opinions and stuff like that and say what they want to say, but I don't always agree, but I love those two. You can disagree and still be civil. They also, I think, were told last minute it was the last season. I think they were pushing for 9 seasons. They were trying to get into 9 seasons. That was what they were aiming for. But It is what it is. QP. Right. If you could have any Pokemon as a pet or companion, who would it be? It can't be one that's named as taken. Ash's Pikachu, Team Rocket's Meowth. Oh. Honestly, I would probably just want a Charizard. Probably. I don't know. That's a tough one. There's so many good Pokemon. Charizard or an Arcanine, I would say. I wonder if networks will re-air older shows during the strike. Like, imagine they did 4K remasters of Friends, The Office, Big Bang Theory. Oh, I mean, maybe. I mean, reruns to fill air. We saw that happen over the pandemic when the CW ordered licensing rights for Swamp Thing and Stargirl and started airing those, and then that just kind of took on. They weren't going to continue them or anything, but they were re-airing shows that were dropped on other networks just so they could fill in slots. So it's possible. 4 is the worst season, and then 5 and 7. See, I like 4. I like 4 a lot. I think Thinker really excelled more than Cicada for me, though. It's not better in season 7. That's my opinion, bro. Godspeed was better than Red Death. Yeah, that's fine. Godspeed was better than Red Death, but this season's already got 5 times better episodes than season 7 had the entire run, in my book. I will always hate on season 5. Me too. Which season was a Mirror Master? I despise that one. I believe that was 6. Season 6. Why I don't listen to Trey? He's a hypochondriac, in my opinion. Is that rare? Is that is that an applicable term for what we're talking about, or are we actually talking about his hypochondria? I'm a hypochondriac, man. I freak out about all kinds of medical shit. Tasha was saying that even the last 4 episodes are not good because to her, it doesn't make sense that no one recognized Eddie in 2049. She said it would have been a different Earth. No, that wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense to me. I mean, it would perfectly make sense if he stayed on his route. I mean, Eddie Thawne, outside of our closed circles, wouldn't just know his name. One, his death was concealed. It wasn't public. Like, how he died wasn't public. He wasn't renowned for anything. Outside of our circle and being part of the family and being an officer, like, there's no reason just average Joes in the town should know who he is. Hence, when he showed up at the police station, everybody was like, they looked like they saw a ghost because a lot of those people worked with him. So he shows up at the police station, everybody's freaking out. They're like, the fuck is this? Him working in Mercury Labs and them not knowing who he is, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it makes perfect sense that nobody there would know who he is. If he's got no memory loss or the Speed Force, whatever displaced him, gave him this new identity, set him up and set him on this path to justify its, the ends to its means, which we haven't had revealed yet. We still don't know what happened. We still haven't had that unfolded, but like, just the fact that Eddie isn't just walking down the street and everybody is like freaking out because it's Eddie makes perfect sense. Like, it would be absolutely ridiculous if people were just constantly recognizing him. Eddie is only recognizable to people in his immediate vicinity in his life. So I think that is a non-issue. The only issue you would come with that, because we also don't know how long he has been at Mercury Labs. He could have arrived that week, and he would have, the only time that could have been an issue was if he just passed somebody on the street on the way to work. And somebody would have maybe have known Eddie walked past him, which still in Central City is such a minuscule possibility. Anyway, that's a non-issue to me. That's a non-issue. Like, that didn't even cross my mind thinking about it because it was so. I mean, it's understandable to be in this situation. How many people would even be conscious of this at that point? Anyway, I almost had a heart attack last week. My favorite show got canceled and picked up by another network. It was released at once, but the deadline started with the cancellation bit and I died. What show was that? All I ever wanted was Cobalt Blue, so if they do that right, I don't give a fuck about Red Death. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the first half of the season villain. It was not good, but it is what it is, man. The whole Force arc was very mixed in season 7, and I don't know, that was a little rough a lot of the times too, but I don't know. Like, Peacock has extended versions of The Office with 30-minute cuts of episodes compared to the 22-minute episodes that aired originally. Cool. Let's see, like, that was just me. They should start with good news and then talk about canceling shows, right? Thank you. I also respect your opinion. Now, you don't also need to be going into other channels, like, trying to, like, stir up conversation like that. Be like, this person over here said this other stuff and called you dumb. Don't do that shit, by the way. And if you go over and if you're popping up in their streams and you're be like, Omni said this stuff, he doesn't agree with what you said, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. That is just dumb. And one, that's a swift way to get banned. I will not tolerate that shit because I don't need artificial drama being created by anybody like that in the chat, man. I want a movie where Andrew and Toby teach a Miles Morales. That would be cool. That could be fun. Long time no see. What's up, Michaela? I've been filming a movie for the past month, so I missed a couple streams. Hope you're doing well. Well, congratulations on the filming. I hope it went well. Hope you are able to relax and have some fun. I hope it does well. Hope we have some fun with it. Hope it gets you some exposure. Did you have fun? What kind of movie is it? What are we talking about? I said the same thing about Titans. As long as I get Starfire flying, I can forgive almost anything. So it depends on your expectations. Anyone watching The Flash after 4 should be along for the ride by now. See, I kind of agree with that. Like, it's been on a steady decline. Anything at least above average for the show's current average is a pleasant surprise to me. Like, I know we're not, like, for these last couple seasons, I know we're not going to get anything like the first 3 seasons again. And I'm not expecting it. I would like it. It would be a pleasant surprise, but I'm just kind of like, I know what I'm kind of getting this week. So I don't have, like, false expectations. So that's why episode 9 and onward has been really good for me. Laughing out loud. I'm enjoying the Cobalt Blue arc a lot, though. Each episode, well, it's only been 2. But if you include 9, you know, we got 3 really banging episodes so far. So far has been 8. Love the Oliver episode. The next 2 episodes are 9s. Hope so. Hope they do well. His helmet did get destroyed in Guardians 2, but he had one again in Endgame, and that didn't get destroyed. Okay. Let's see. I have high hopes for the last 2 episodes of The Flash, because I hope I'm not let down and the series ends strong. How much they're hyping up the finale. I hope so, man. I really, really do hope so. Have I watched Battlestar Galactica? I've watched the first episode, or not the first episode. I watched the mini-series, or whatever you call it. Like the essentially two-part movie that preceded. I've watched that. I have a reaction to it on Patreon, but as far as the show itself, I've not seen it yet. They should keep Superman and Lois. If it comes down to keeping one, that's the one I think they should keep. Ken is probably the White Lantern life entity from Jeff Johns' Blackest Night comics, not the Life Force from the newer modern Scott Snyder's comics. I mean, I would like a more definitive explanation, but it is what it is. I'll take it. I'm not concerned about it at this point. I don't think she's going to factor into the grand scheme of things. Maybe she will, but they can do whatever they want with that right now, and I'm not going to be all that concerned about it. I think that's where they put budget and concentration, because the fans truly wanted that, and I've been begging since season 2. Right. Killing one of the main characters or a potentially popular character is never a good idea, because everything you'll see this character in will be a prequel, and that sucks. That is also true. And if he's not going to be doing any more of these movies, it makes sense for him to leave basically a free chessboard for whoever to come in and play with all those toys, rather than taking toys off of the board for them and limiting their possibilities. But it is what it is, so we'll see what happens. I've purchased the Superman and Lois DVD Season 1 and plan to get 2 and 3 when it comes out. Hell yeah. I grew up with the CW, so I know numbers are meaningless. Yeah, what they make on Netflix in other countries is huge, which is why Netflix isn't catering to American audiences as much. Exactly. The CW licenses this stuff, like, one, they license it to Netflix for all their CW stuff because of the contracts that they have right now. The Flash is locked in with Netflix in the US and outside of the US. And even in season 7, what is arguably one of the worst seasons of the show, it was still, I think, the #1, or at least in the top 5 most pirated shows in the world. So people were still demanding that show and watching that show, regardless of whatever numbers were showing up at the time. So yeah, they don't make their money on their broadcasting to their network. Watching Katie Sackhoff on The Mandalorian prompted me to go back and start my rewatch as an Omni review would be awesome. I'm saving it because maybe I will be reacting to it one of these days. Calling it out, Superman and Lois gets a season 4. The main villain is going to be Lex Luthor. At this point, I'm kind of thinking that because, like, if he just, I think they're kind of bringing him in to put him back on the board. So we'll wait and see. You're right, live viewers don't matter, but I mean fans. I don't think they're losing fans like you think they are either. Can you rank the Guardians films from your least favorite to your favorite? The Guardians. I thought it was the films for a minute. Let's see. So Rocket, top. Mantis, Peter, I guess, why am I blanking on her name right now? Nebula. Nebula counts now. Then I'd say Gamora. No, Drax, Gamora, Groot. I'd put Groot above Gamora, actually. Gamora is my least favorite Guardian. I don't know how Big Sky was still a thing. I'm not sure what you're talking about here. I don't know what that means. The writer's strike and reading writers' tweets about how, despite they might think that less episodes mean quality, really isn't, and more damaging to the art form of writing in general. Alright, where's your part 2? Because studios, purposely do that to not only pay the writers less, but also to keep a lot of experienced writers from getting employment. Nowadays, you'll be hard-pressed to find an experienced writer who is capable of being a showrunner, because you don't have any experienced writers in general. As much as we complain about 22 episodes structures in network TV, they are necessary for showrunners and inexperienced writers to learn and go from blah 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 blah. Personally, doesn't exist, even if George Martin hates it. I mean, I get that, but giving people just room to play doesn't make the show better. I guess on-the-job training works, and it helps like that. It extends that exposure and that chance, but at the end of the day, I feel like it still holds back the medium itself for me, but it's whatever. I mean, it makes sense to them. It's a concern for them because it's less jobs for them if that is the case, if there's less episodes of something. But it's a catch-22 at the end of the day, because I think fewer seasons with better quality is going to trump anything long form and lower quality, regardless. What's up, Funky? Hope you're doing well. Me, not so much. Mental health is kicking my ass, but watching your reactions does put a smile on my face. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better. I was feeling pretty mentally scuzzy last week, but I had just took a little bit of a break. Took a drive and just kind of chilled and did a little bit to help, and definitely kind of helped with the head. I hope I'm glad my videos can bring a little bit of light to the day. So we're always here for you. If you're not in the Discord, come hang out, talk about some shit in the with the community. I'm in there occasionally as well. The only show I could see HBO saving is the Winchesters. I don't know, man. Maybe, but I doubt it. If HBO would save anything, it would be Titans as my favorites, as many fans were still into it and was popular even with its flaws. I mean, it's already on HBO Max, so there's no real saving it happening there. They're the ones that ended it. So, realistically for Titans, like with the streaming numbers, it doesn't like really matter, like in the grand scheme of things. Like it doesn't really rank that high ever on their charts. I mean, Superman and Lois ranks higher than Titans does by a lot as far as what's actively viewed on there. But I get it. It always sucks when we enjoy a show and it's just not getting the attention we hope it does. Last week's episode of Superman and Lois was pretty good though. Love the stuff with Lex Luthor, but I'm worried they won't commit to Lex actually doing something of huge importance. Will he kill anyone? I mean, it doesn't matter if he kills anyone. He just needs to do something. Doing something and bringing stakes doesn't mean killing people. I mean, that does not equate the stakes. But I don't know. We've only got 5 episodes left of the season, so I feel like he's probably being set up more as a potential 4th season villain. Unless he comes in, like I said in my reaction, coming in looking for revenge for Bruno putting him away. So we'll see. I'm sure he'll come back. I'm sure he'll strike hard, but expectations and set them where you want them. Stuck a thermometer up there gently. Good God. Theory Lex wants to destroy the Suicide Slum because Bruno built it up, and Lex will destroy Smallville because it's where Lois and Clark live. We don't know that he knows about, well, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. That'd bring them all to Metropolis since they didn't re-up the lease on the farm. Omni's own cancer arc? Hopefully it's only 2 episodes, this one and the next. That's kind of what I'm worried about, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you all updated on it, though. What are your thoughts on Savitar as a villain? I like the idea of an evil version of Barry, but it felt really complicated and confusing for me to understand, especially why he wanted to kill Iris. I really like Savitar. I never understood all the crazy hate that character got, or that season got. I really enjoyed him. I liked his motivation. I liked that idea. I like an evil Barry. I thought his reasoning also made a lot of sense. To some extent. I enjoyed Savitar. I thought he was really cool. I don't really get the hype about Eurovision. I don't know if it's really that big of a thing. I don't know anybody, past or present, that actually watches or even is remotely interested in it. I mean, it got a movie. I mean, I hear about it and I don't pay attention to anything. So I don't know. Never really given it any mind, though. You'll be fine in 2 to 3 days. Hope so. They're making a Spider-Verse 2 and Dune 2 and Meg 2. How many 2s are there? How many, like, movie sequels are there? A lot, probably. I've got 3 roommates. Each one is playing their own version of Zelda on either Switch or console. I'm reminded of the TNG episodes of Addictive Video Game. I don't think it's something to be that concerned about, but I've also never seen anything of TNG other than First Contact. I'd be curious to see their interpretation of that, though. What's up, Janice? How's it going? It's doing all right. Doing pretty decent. Decent. No offense, but they act like Reverse Flash is the only villain that matters. People have been asking for Cobalt Blue. Oh yeah, for a long time. Dude, I'm over. I like seeing Matt when he's Reverse Flash, but I've been over the character in the way that he's been used for such a long time for now. I'm glad that somebody else is kind of back taking center stage on the speedster side of things, or at least will be, even if it's short-lived. If we don't get a Superman and Lois season 4, I'm writing off the CW for good. Oh yeah, Me too. Once Superman Lois is done, I'm done with the CW, man. They got nothing going on that I'm interested in. One of us. Let's see. Thawne doesn't turn evil in the comics. What happens is Barry forgives him and trains Thawne and gives him a speech. He later the same speech to Wally, and Thawne hears it secretly, and it's still such a bitch thing to do. I know Thawne's origin. Like, I know all of this, so like I don't need it kind of explained to me again. Honestly, the comics make Thawne a little bit of a bitch. Like, his motivations are very incel-y, whiny man baby-ish. I love him like as a villain, but his origin, like what instigates his turn to villainy, is laughably sad and pathetic to me. I skipped a couple. Apparently, yeah, because I went down to the number 2. That's why. I did hear a theory that Rocket's obsession with prosthetics is him processing his grief. If he couldn't get his friends back, maybe he could have parts of them to keep their memory alive. I mean, that's an interesting theory, but it does make it weird. I think it makes it weirder, but that's an interesting way to think about it. People also forget that Groot is not the same Groot from Guardians 1. That is also true, even though he was born from that Groot. See, I don't understand how that works, because it was just a regrown from a part of that Groot. I don't understand why it's not. I know they address it as such. I know that it is expected to be 2 different Groots, but it logically doesn't make sense to me. Because it's not like it was a seed. It was literally one of his limbs grew back into this Groot. Much like with his head. His entire body got destroyed in this one, and he regrew a new one in here, but that's the same Groot. The head's destroyed, and like but then why doesn't every arm grow into its own Groot? Why did only that twig grow into its own Groot? All right, we're going down a rabbit hole that is just going to make that whole aspect of the Guardians make less sense. I like Keone, and I like Frost, but never liked Caitlyn. Can't explain myself. I like Caitlyn for like the first couple of seasons, for like first 4 seasons, until they stopped knowing what the hell to do with her character. Which honestly happened before that point, but I was still accepting that along that ride. But I don't know. I feel like all of her characters hit this plateau and they just don't know what to do with them. I want Wolfgang Navagratz as Clark. I no idea who that is. I wouldn't be upset with that. He has a bit of a Brandon Routheian vibe to him. He looks the part. Titans was a show I enjoyed watching, but never had an emotional connection to the characters. Anyone could die, and I wouldn't cry. I'm right there with you on that one. I was never... I don't think... I like Beast Boy, but if he died, I probably wouldn't be upset. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, but like when Connor died, I was just like, damn, really? They're doing this right now? That was my reaction. So like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. Do you think we will see a Council of Wells before the end of The Flash? No. The Council of Wells doesn't exist anymore. There's just the one Wells. We'll probably see that one Wells again, but there's only one Wells now in all of the multiverse. Wolfgang literally has the smile lines at 26 from smiling too much. That's such a Superman thing. Since her introduction, people have been saying Keone is secretly the big bad of the season. If that happens, that would not be fun. That would be dumb as hell. If Keone defeats Cobalt Blue, people are going to lose their minds like Thawne and hate the show forever. Yeah, I really hope that doesn't happen. Or at least if she plays a part into it, that's fine. But if she's not like the pivotal key to it, depends on how they do it, but we'll see. I'm a man of complex problems that involve the choice of either watching the Barbie movie or Oppenheimer. Dude, I've already made that decision, and I'm going to be watching Oppenheimer. I'm going to watch both movies, But Oppenheimer has priority for me. Dude, that trailer, like, moves me. Trey, I never agree with. I love me some Tasha, but we can't watch Flash together. No. No. How do you feel about the Marvels movie? In my opinion, the trailer did absolutely nothing for me. I thought it looked fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I thought the trailer was kind of fun. It definitely was like, it got me pretty hyped up for it. Keon going to ride off on Mark's abs into the sunset. Dude, I'm surprised that we didn't get an ab shot at all in that episode. I was surprised that when she reborn him out of the earth, he just wasn't full shirtless. Like, come on. Let's see. What's up, Dylan? I gave up watching The Flash after season 4. Why keep watching a show you don't enjoy? That's why I do what I do now. If I don't like the writing after a season, I quit. My enjoyment of the shows is much better now. I enjoy the show. I haven't stopped enjoying the show. I mean, it's not as good as it used to be. That doesn't mean I don't enjoy it anymore. What's up, Busy? How you doing, man? But I respect that. I mean, if you stop enjoying it, why watch the show? Sometimes, like with Titans for me, like I can, like, even though I think some of the seasons suck, I still have fun watching The Flash. I still like seeing these characters and checking in on them. I like this world. I support this world. And like, even when it dips, I'm here for The Flash. I don't care. Titans, it was just like, come on, you got to do better this time. Every time I'm just like, I check in to see if it's doing better. And when I realized it did, I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. I'll follow it along. But it was this hope that it would get better because I love the world of DC and I want good things for these characters that they're playing around with. So that's how I see it, at least. Because I hated season 1 of Titans. Hated it. Like, loathed it. Outside of those 2 episodes. The Hawk and Dove episode and the Doom Patrol episode. Hated every other episode of that season. Season 2, first 4 episodes, I thought were okay. From episode 5 onward, I thought the show was awful. Then season 3 started, and I was like, oh, this is a different vibe. It was rocky. The whole Red Hood thing was really rushed, but it had a different flow and vibe to it that I was feeling. And overall, the season was vastly better for me than the first 2. And I enjoyed it. I had fun. It still had some problems, a lot of problems, but it still had less problems for me than the first 2 seasons did. So it was getting better. I was like, okay, so all right, let's see what season 4 does. And I really like season 4. Season 4 is my favorite season of the show so far. Well, so far of the show. The show's over, so there is no so far anymore. But I had fun with it over. It was, yeah, like Christina just said, it's a growth experiment. Some shows just get better over time, and that's also not fair as well. Like, while understanding if like I don't enjoy it or whatever, like you'll miss out on the good moments that do come. Maybe that's when you just watch reactions. Maybe you play it by ear and you check in and hear what episodes are good. Check those out. Is one way to do it. But just because a show has a lull doesn't mean I don't think that's a good point to write the whole show off, if that makes sense. I mean, it's better than, because hell, man. I'll leave it at that. I mean, it's better than Barry's go-to solution. You've learned your lesson now. I'll catch up with you later. 5 years from now, the only Arrowverse shows I will truly miss are Arrow, The Flash, Superman, and Lois. Even though Superman and Lois isn't an Arrowverse show. My bad. Dude, I'll miss Legends. I'll miss Arrow. I'll miss Flash. I miss the characters in Supergirl. And I think that's where I'll leave it. Like, I can do without Legends and Batwoman. Like, I like some things about it, but I don't think I'll miss it per se. I'll miss Alice and I'll miss Luke. I'll say for sure. I highly doubt it, but if Melissa Benoist reprised her role as Kara for the Flash finale, it would be really sick. That would be awesome. Also, I doubt it. Let's see. I'm actually excited for the Marvels because I feel like the vibe will obviously be similar to Miss Marvel, and I love that show. I hope so, and that's kind of the vibe I got from it. I think Kamala Khan being in the mix is going to give that show some much-needed life and breadth and energy. Love Trey. Agree with like 95% of what he says. And that's you. I don't, but that's you. I've heard the new. I heard the new Tenacious D song yet? I didn't know there was a new one. I'll have to check it out. I love me some Tenacious D. Short term, yeah, short episodes means a lot more production value, yet the long form is purposely also making less experienced writers to be showrunners to be pushed around by excesses. Again, it's a trade-off. Like, what do you want? I want good content. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I get it from the writer's side. It's less experience. It cuts things off, but it doesn't make for good, watchable content a lot of the time. By the way, love the hair. Don't come for me, Sean. James trying to call some channel wars. Yes, from what I understand, season 5 onward, you're absolutely right. I'm off. Bye, Omni. Take care, Jamie. I know it's like 30 minutes ago that this comment came in, but have fun. There's something fans don't understand. There was no original Flash. I'll explain why. The original Flash stopped Season 1 Barry from killing his mom because he himself had to have went through Flashpoint. That's not true either. There was an original Flash at that time. You know, similar things still happened, but Crisis is what changed a lot of that. Because Crisis got moved up, that changed the timeline. So there was an original Flash that got destroyed by the Barry that then went back and did the Flashpoint, then got destroyed by the one that did that and went back and did the thing again. And now we have a new recreation of that in the now current Crisis, post-Crisis timeline. Damn. Yeah, God, it's so time travel, man. It's annoying. Words of my father, you have the right to be wrong. It's a statement that is why I stopped watching, because I'm like, you gotta call me names, Trey. I got feelings too. No offense to Trey, but I can never watch through something I think is the worst thing in the world. I have other things to do and 1,000 more shows to watch. See, that's fair. Like with Naomi, watch one episode, quit. I was like, nope, not again. I'm done. Who that's saying that? Bringing up Trey's takes. Doesn't agree with him and cares about Omni's opinions on those takes. Well, the thing is that you're bringing up Trey. The way it's perceived as such, because you're specifically referencing a specific person's idea and comments that call out anybody that may or may not disagree. I think knowing where I stand on the show, if you actually watch my reactions, you know where I stand on the show. So it does come off a little bit like you're pitting me against Trey, and I don't really appreciate. I'm just brushing it off as that's not. I don't feel that's the intention, but it can be perceived that way, and I don't want it. I just don't want that to be what's actually happening here. So maybe I'm gaslighting myself a little bit, but yeah. I liked Swamp Thing. Me too. Swamp Thing was really, really good. I believe in hate watching after you've watched something for 9 years. It's an obligation to finish the thing at this point. People have no right to tell you to stop watching. Oh, I do feel that at times too. Like, it's called the sunk cost fallacy. You've already devoted so much time to a thing, you might as well see it through. And that's the only reason I ever finished The Walking Dead. Now, things did improve. There were some seasons that really made me question it, but then there was some cool shit that happened later that I probably would have missed had I not continued on. But yeah, I wholeheartedly subscribe to that to certain extents. I don't think every case is going to be the same, but I do agree, maybe not in hate watching, but like at least seeing something through, if that makes sense. I think I would want a Vulpix as a pet. That would be cool. Vulpix is awesome. Something was good. It had a lot of potential. Don't understand why they canceled it even before it aired. What? It was a tax problem. They couldn't afford to. They were supposed to get a tax break for filming it where they filmed it, found out there was a mistake, or at least a change in the law or something. Something happened to where they were no longer going to get that tax break for filming where they did. So they lost out on what they were trying to save on that. So they couldn't afford to store the set that they built for. They couldn't afford to continue production, all because of this misunderstanding in the law of where they filmed it or something. Something happened to where they didn't get the write-off that they were hoping to get, and they just couldn't afford to continue the show. So it sucks. It sucks because it was really good. Season 6 was the season Nora died. Season 7 was Mirror Master. No, season 6 was where Mirror Master showed up, because that was the second half. You had the blood work. Season 6 was blood work, and then Mirror Master. Season 7 started off finishing the Mirror Master stuff, I thought. Like the first couple of episodes of season 7, I thought was that. Or am I getting the seasons mixed up? Yeah, I'm getting the seasons mixed up. Yeah. Okay, never mind. You're right. You are right. Oh wait, I was looking at this in reverse. No. Okay, I was right. Okay. Yeah, season 7 is the conclusion of the Mirror Master stuff. Okay, cool. Never mind. We're good. I can't wait. Hate watch either. Still can't hate watch. I'm either or, I assume. Swamp Thing was cool. Loving an aspect of the show, or I'm not watching it. True. Your third number to watch a movie. What is happening here? You're on a whole other conversation with nobody else, Richie. Like, not on topic with anybody else. Like, I don't even know what's going on. So I'm sorry, I just haven't been pulling these up. I just happened to click on that one. You know I'm high, and I'm in hyperbolic, and my spell check thinks it's doing something. I'll never understand what some things are at least given one more season, others are given a chance. Swamp Thing could have been dope continuing on. Yeah, that would have been awesome. I miss Swamp Thing. That was so good. What's up, Cameron? How are you doing, man? Yeah, it's 911. Personal favorite right now. Apparently the cast and crew knew about the cancellation, but not ABC picking them up. Interesting. That's interesting. The movie is a horror psycho thriller based on an orphanage. It was super fun, exhausting, especially being in hair and makeup every day for about 3 hours. Do we have a name of the movie? Is it going to be in theaters? Is it a streamy thing? What's happening with it? I'd love to know. We're going to the big finale where some of the team could die, and they thought it was a serious finale, so I'm terrified. Oh God, we'll see what happens. It's down to how many watch it. If any characters get super popular and how much talk there is about a series, how much money and subscribers does it make? That is the question. Saw you reacted to Stardust. What did you think? Favorite parts, characters? Loves Shakespeare De Niro as a cross-dressing pirate. Will never not be iconic. I think that was my favorite surprise in the entire movie. I found it very enjoyable. The first couple minutes was very rocky. First 15 minutes, I would say, was very, very rocky. But after that, I had a lot of fun with it. It was insane. It was hilarious. Charlie Cox was charming. But De Niro was probably my favorite part of the film, man. Favorite character as well. Just realized I didn't probably say, hey, Omni, how you doing? How was your week? Best part? Worst part? It just jumped right into things. But everything's going good, at least currently. So no worries, no worries. Got bored after the first 2 episodes of Battlestar Galactica in a way I was never before. Really interesting. Would you consider watching Jury Duty? If you're not sure what it is, you might look it up. It's starring James Marsden. I've heard the name Jury Duty, but I don't know what it's about. I assume jury duty, but could be wrong. But I've not actually seen anything else about it, so maybe I'll have to look it up. Sorry I couldn't make it sooner. I was at work since 7, but wondering what you thought about the drop-off from seasons Flash 9:10 to 9:11. I mean, I guess it's to be expected given that Barry wasn't heavily featured, but I don't know. I don't know what that says, because I even noticed that on my video too. Like, dude, the first to the part 1 of A New World got more views on the channel than the Green Arrow episode. But this week's episode has gotten only like as much as a normal episode of The Flash was usually getting, so I'm not sure. Don't know. I would have imagined that maybe the preview for this episode turned people off, or they're holding off on checking it out. I don't know, but hopefully things pick up in the next one. Trying to get back into anime, and the first 2 I've chosen are Bleach and Cannon Busters. Not heard of that one. Any opinions on this? Bleach, I really do love Bleach. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the few mangas I've read all the way through. I like it. It's a lot. The action's great. It's a lot. It's iconic as hell. It's one of the big 3. I got a couple of statues from it back there that you can't really make out, but it's one of my favorite anime, so good choice. Cannon Busters, again, never heard of it, so I can't say on that. As far as getting back into anime, I don't know how much you've watched before, but my starters for gateway anime for people to check out is usually always like Death Note or Full Metal Alchemist, stuff like that. But great choice. What if Star-Lord kept his powers and fought Thanos in Infinity War? Who would win? I mean, if he was still a Celestial, I mean, I feel like that definitely could have turned the tide. What's up, Sean? How's your RR reaction going? Still giving you trouble? Yes. I'm not posting, I'm not even uploading anything, not trying it at all until that strike goes away. Which is, I still got about a month and a half before that strike goes away. Because if I post the reactions and they decide to do what they did, I'll lose the channel. Like, my channel will just get deleted. So, I'm not doing that. It's not worth it. People keep asking Star Wars helmet. I tweeted about saying this in his desk drawer in nowhere. He had to get out of there fast. So, you know. Oh, I did see that tweet. You were right. I forgot about that. I do remember reading that tweet, actually. What's up, Jordan? How are you doing? Did you hear the voice recording for Season 2 and Season 3 of Invincible are complete? I did not. They're already done with Season 3 then. That's exciting. Hopefully there won't be that big of a gap between Seasons 2 and 3 like we had between 1 and 2. I didn't realize you were reading every comment. That's how I do this. Not every comment, but most of the comments. I wish HBO brought back Stargirl. It's by far the best DC show that was put out. I still put Doom Patrol above it, but it is still such a good show. Oh, really? I learned something new. I'm not sure I don't remember what this was about, to be honest. I don't know what I said like 30 minutes ago when that came out. Once the Flash is done, the Arrowverse will be gone for good. Yeah, it will be. Sad, sad day. Except for, you know, potentially could continue in the comics. We don't know. Let's see. Savitar was cool. I wanted more. I love Season 3. Doom Patrol is very underrated. Agreed. The one Omni read. Just curious, what the heck with Godspeed? I really liked him as a villain and was definitely the highlight of the season. He definitely was the highlight of the season, but the season overall just wasn't that great. And I just think everything they did with him was just so underwhelming, but still better than Red Death. I don't know. It is what it is, man. Cool design, cool character, but just shortchanged. Needed more episodes to flesh that whole thing out. Felt so rushed, in my opinion. If not, I have some lube. Don't worry, it's aloe based. Okay, I'm gonna stop her. Is this about the thermometer thing? Good God, Christina, Chill. Nah, I'm kidding. Wild, wild, wild. God damn. DC is the only CW stuff I watch. Agreed. Same thing for me. I think the final big bad of the season, Superman Lois, whatever Bizarro is turning into or turned into. But yeah, I think that's the case. Lex is being set up for a potential next season if it gets renewed. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I do expect him to get some revenge on Bruno and Pia. Thawne was repetitive, and I was over the same conversation. I don't know how much more it can be milked. I am right there with you. Though, it was nice and refreshing to see Matt in the old suit. A random twig part of his destroyed body turned into a sun. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Say what you want about Tom Cavanaugh's Thawne, the times where he really leaned into that patheticness you're talking about. Cavanaugh played it so well. No, Cavanaugh did great. Did great. I was talking about, like, Thawne in the comics. Like, when you start to think about Thawne himself, he's just kind of sad. We are Groot. I personally think Reverse Flash himself is petty. The Thawne origin and reasons to hate Barry makes sense to me. I won't say what I want to say. I won't say what I want to say. Anyway. He said, I love you guys at the end. Did that throw anyone off? It did initially, but the reasoning behind it is so beautiful. I thought he was like a phoenix. That is true. But apparently not. Like, there was a post-credit scene where you see all the baby Groots at the end of one. No, not that I remember. The post-credit scene I remember is just the one Groot. That's what I thought too. There's more petty Lex. Who's more petty, Lex or Thawne? Oh, easily Thawne, I think. Me personally, I think though Lex and Thawne are bad people, I understand where they're coming from. Lex, I vaguely understand where he's coming from. Thawne, I can understand the want, but it still makes him a shitty dude. And very pathetic. And here's Busy. I don't think he's still in here, but Busy showed up for a hot minute. Don't mean my villains to be sympathetic, actually. I like it when they were just pure evil, like the Joker, Carnage, or Darkseid. I'm fine with that as well. I'm just saying Thawne's not pure evil. He's just kind of a bitch. Mark is a good actor. Why isn't he with Barry being a man and not Flash's part-time stripper? Good question. I don't know. Oppenheimer and Barbie might be my first double feature. Man, I haven't done a twofer in a long time, man. I don't even remember when the next one was. What do you think about Dune Part 2? I'm looking forward to it. This is be where things hit the fan. I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't react to the trailer. I did watch the trailer because I was going to be seeing it later that day anyway. I thought when I went to the movies, because I was seeing other people got the Dune trailer in the theater. So I was like, well, if I'm going to be watching it there, I'm not going to have time to do a reaction. Might as well just watch it. And it didn't play, so I could have done the reaction. But there's other stuff. Stuff behind the scenes. Didn't really worry about it. But anyway, it looks great. It looks great. I have no idea what's going on because I've never read or seen or anything about this stuff. Part 1 was my intro to the world of Dune, and it just blew me away, man. I'm really looking forward to it. For that too. What was that story? Oh, right, the villain thing. Mainly cause they stopped being a thing. That's true. Like, every villain was just villain for being villain. So it got stale. So it was nice seeing some people who had some motivations you could kind of understand and get behind. But now, that's what everybody's doing. That's the big thing. So now I'm just kind of tired of that, and I just like, can just someone be evil? So it's like a cycle. Like, we do too much of the thing that people love, and then people start to resent it. It's like, we need a healthy mix. Like, not everybody needs to be sympathetic. Not everybody needs to be just completely batshit evil for no reason. But have a mix. Don't make it all one. Don't overflood the market one way or the other, really. I think that's a healthy way for me to go about it. Stop Titans after first 2 episodes of season 3. See, I right there. think if we switched places, you would have stopped for the first episode of season 1, but yeah, it is what it is, man. Really want Titans into the DCU to already be established. I mean, they probably will be, since, you know, we'll already have a established Bat family, so I assume we'll already have a Nightwing that's in play. Titans got better over time. Hated what they did with Red Hood and just noped out. Yeah, it was fine. I liked what they did later in the season with it, but I don't blame you at all for piecing out like that. I'll miss Titans, even though it wasn't a great show. I managed to improve each season. I was just, again, like a show that kept continually getting better. Like I know, could have a much higher ceiling eventually, but you never know. Doom Patrol wasn't a growth experiment, though. It was solid from the start. Till now, though. That is very true. Like, Doom Patrol has consistently been so much fun. What's up, man? I've been catching up with Soups and Lois. Going through yours and Blind Wave's reaction to it. It's been great watching episodes 3, 4, and Clark's scene in the diner. Loved it. That's an all-time top 10 Clark Superman moment in any medium for me, man. I'll miss Stargirl. I think we were talking about Arrowverse shows, but I don't really consider it as such because it's another Earth, but I will miss Stargirl. Comment about stopping watching shows more about Trey. Okay, fair enough. See my comments about hate watching. Yes, I just didn't get to it yet. Guys, chill. There's a lot of shows I wrote off and went back because everything isn't an instant hit, and it's almost worse when it's, i.e. Westworld, because it'll be chasing the high. That is also true. That is also a possibility, a downfall of doing something in that order. Isn't it weird that we never found out what happened to Rose and Jericho before the ending of the show? Yeah, they just didn't give a shit. It is just weird how they just disappeared with no explanation, but they did a soft reset. I said this too, and people try to push back on it, but they did a soft reboot of the show at the start of season 3. That's for sure. Hope you're loving Dark. Loving it. I really am. Best show ever for me. Got a tattoo of it as well. That's awesome. Yeah, man, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Really, really, really enjoying it. Don't know if it'll crack my top 10 yet, but really having fun. Guardians F-Bomb was funny. Liked it as well. Great use of your F-Bomb. Dark is a great show to go back and rewatch. Definitely also looking forward to that once I kind of understand everything. Beep boop. Ha. What's up? Robotka. I tried. Why would I come for you? I don't know what that was about. I can't with Barbie. I can't. Fair enough. Guardians Volume 3 was great. It was funny. It was also very dark and balanced it nicely. I feel like the darker moments made the victories even more impactful. Agreed. You was protecting your Omni's honor when I said I was going to flirt. All went on the comments on when Sean replied, being like, hey, back off, Omni. That legitimately did crack me up when I read that. Let's see. Here's nice. Thank you. Almost dropped The Flash after season 8, but when I heard season 9 was the final season, I had to stick it out. Exactly. Same. It was so bad. I've still never watched it. I've heard it got okay, but that first episode, it literally made me sick and gave me a headache. Like, I couldn't physically... my commentary was just me being a bitter bitch because I was just so not having it with everything in that show. One, because I was in pain. It was hard to watch. The acting was awful. The dialogue was awful. Yeah, it was just not fun. Not fun. I know some people enjoyed it and said it got better after that, but I don't have the time, man. Waiting for Omni to get to certain dark episodes. I'm waiting to get to that finale. It was terrible, awful, worse than any superhero show I've ever seen. I mean, compared to the one episode I saw, that was probably one of the worst episodes I've seen of any superhero show I've seen. But yeah. I never speak on other channels because I like strangers, which is why I made the comments. Exactly. Never hate watch. Life is too short for that. I watched the whole first season of Enterprise and then I cut it loose. Oh, my bad. Omnia didn't realize I was coming off that way. To be honest, I was only bringing him up because I was kind of trying to make you watch his reaction to the new episode because they went off on it. I mean, I probably would have just did it eventually once I got around to it, but you don't have to make me watch anything. Why'd you stop watching The Walking Dead? Because I thought it got boring and lame after a little bit. But once I heard that the upcoming season that was going to be the last one, I started picking up where I left off to see what was going on. It was okay. There was a couple things here and there, but it definitely I still think the show should have ended with the season 8 finale. I will stand and die on that hill. Season 8's finale should have been the series finale. I can get that, but I don't want to talk about Yato. I don't know what that means. Typing and walking a dong. Multitasking. Write about the seasons. I can't even attempt to read that. I know way to be about some. Love dogs. What's up, Luis? Glad to be here today. I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a good Saturday. We're snuggling with cats, though. My cat won't snuggle. So. Sex. Sex was Bloodwork and Mirror Master. 7 was Someone in Godspeed. It was the Forces and then Godspeed is what it was. Wonder how many current superhero fans watched 80s and 90s super shows. Mantis, Starman, and sometimes as ancients know when to give up when something doesn't entertain. The first superhero thing I remember watching growing up is the 89 Batman and the 90s Flash. John Wesley Shipp's Flash was actually my first Flash. What's up, Justine? How are you? Saw Guardians of the Galaxy last week. It's been a while since I cried so much at a movie. Thank goodness for the lighter scenes. I loved it. See, that's the thing that the other Marvel movies as of late have missed out on. There's not a balance. Like this movie balanced the light and dark, the light and heavy moments in a way that they complemented each other. Like once you got to a joke or some levity, it was refreshing. Where Thor Love and Thunder and Multiverse of Madness, I felt like undercut everything that was going on with its humor and just really took the seriousness out of everything that was happening. Thor especially, my lord. Anyway, but that's just me. That's all other tangent to go on, but it is what it is. I'm still hoping for something with Brandon Routh as Superman somewhere in DC's future. I'm right there with you, Ultra. Especially after his Kingdom Come, Christopher Reeve's Superman. Dude I think he deserves another shot, man. I really do. Truly love Swamp Thing as one of my favorite DC characters. Swamp Thing is great. I don't know how many of you have, probably not many, but the old live-action Swamp Thing films were kind of wild. I watched those growing up, too. It was my first exposure to that character. I'm still bitter about the cancellation of Constantine. I know he still got to be on other shows, but the show was actually perfect. The actual show was perfect. I haven't finished the only season of that show yet, but every episode I've really enjoyed, and it was very much in line with that character. And he's just such a good casting man. Like, he's a casting for that character, and he plays that character in a way that, like, I'm always going to be comparing anybody that comes after to him. So it was just wrong time, wrong network for sure. The wrong network picked that up. But from what I've seen, it was so good. Blonde Henry Cavill. I don't know what that was supposed to be about. I don't remember that one. True. Summer, he was one of the best Arrowverse characters. The CW really helped him out on being popular. It's summer, and people are wanting to know the whole before binging. At least that's what my friends who are still huge friends tell me. Watched both. That's true too. That's true too. Grant recently came out saying that it wasn't his fault for being gone in recent episodes. It seems it was Eric Wallace's decision to do that, not Grant. I heard he got COVID in the middle of in the middle of recording some of this stuff, so that's why he was a little absent here and there. Seems like he really wanted to be there, though. Yeah, I heard there were some things where he really wanted to share some scenes with some people, and he just didn't get a chance to. But yeah, that sucks. The strikes, I hate strikes. Me too, because it's fucking scary. Especially when you put 4 going on 5 years of work onto a channel for just some bullshit with a foreign company abusing YouTube's system to delete all that work over valid use of said work. But it is what it is. If he loses the channel, he'll have to rebuild up from the ground. Sounds rough. I wouldn't risk it either. I think Grant not involved did derail anything, in my opinion. I mean, it feels pretty on track now, so it hasn't bothered me that much. I haven't really noticed all that much, though. The scene where Rocket lost all his friends and then ripped the High Evolutionary's face up was surprisingly intense. Hell yeah, man. And cathartic. When he attacked, not when he lost the friends. That's definitely not the cathartic part, but when his outburst on that scene where he's just yelling in pain, and then the fucking High Evolutionary just yells back at him, mocking him. I was like, God damn, fuck him up. We're so close to classic Star-Lord in 3. Almost had it. Have you seen the video going around? Both Punishers, John Bernthal and Thomas Jane at the tactical range? I have. It's been tagged as Welcome to the Punisher Multiverse. I haven't seen that hashtag, but I've seen the video floating around. I watched a little bit of it. That's the same one we've seen Keanu Reeves training at in the past. For summer, even though Evan used him in the DCU. What's up, Caters? Dropping by to say hi. Wish you a great time streaming. Just watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 last night. It was awesome. Look forward to watching your Stardust reaction. Hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. Spoilers, but it's a lot of fun. It was such a wacky movie. I'm glad you enjoyed Guardians, because, whew, I want to see it again, but I don't know if I have time. How excited are you to see Rick in his cobalt blue suit? I'm really excited. I can't wait to see how it looks in action, man. Honestly glad none of the Guardians died. I felt like it managed to give us an ending to all the characters that was satisfying that wasn't dying. Agreed. It was a pleasant surprise for me. Thank you, Omni. And nice shirt, by the way. Thank you. Anytime at all. What's your hottest MCU takes? Mine are Endgame is the worst Avengers. Still good. Endgame is my favorite non-Spider-Man MCU film, so I'm on the opposite side of that, for sure. Incredible Hulk is really good. I think that's true. And that Thor Love and Thunder is actually great. I think that's your hottest take. Dude, God. Dude, I might like Dark World more than I like Love and Thunder. Is that a hot take? I still vehemently loathe Iron Man 3. Again, I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I know a lot of people weren't thrilled with that film. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that those might be my hottest takes. Thawne definitely has more of a personal rivalry with Lex than Lex with Superman. I'm Lex. I hate Superman. Made me bald. My last double feature was Sonic 2 and Ambulance. Yeah, I don't remember when mine was. I don't remember what mine was, actually. Me either. I used to always double feature, and now I'm almost 40 and can't imagine. I just don't have the time, man. I just get so tired so easily these days. What's up, Marcos? What did you think about the Titans finale? I also need to watch the Meg 2 trailer. I haven't seen the first Meg movie. I'm not really huge into those types of movies, so I haven't even watched the first Meg, so I didn't even bother with the second trailer. But as far as the Titans finale, I thought it was alright. I thought it was okay. It's not the worst finale. It's not the best finale. I like the character interactions. I like where the characters end off. It was okay. I think it was also their best season finale, if we're talking about all the seasons so far. Reminds me of a Flashpoint meme. of Thawne being responsible for Barry's woman troubles. Oh, right. I forgot. I remember that. It was me all along. I love that. Oh, that's the Reverse Flash memes were always hilarious. Anyway, that sparks another point. One of my favorite things about the start off to this arc was when Barry got sucked back in time and things were changed, or not changed, where he was back in time. He immediately said what we all thought, I assume. He was like, what did I do this time? Like, he immediately blamed himself. It was almost a little meta. It was just the right amount of meta for me. I loved it. Exactly, copycats. Season 3 of Titans is where it's starting getting good for me. That's how I felt. I read the first 3. Now, I didn't like I didn't like the Red Hood setup all that much. It was fine. It was rushed, but it didn't bother me. Because overall, I thought the season, it was still better than what we had been getting, so I was like, I'll take it. I read the first 3 Dune books, but I had to stop during the 3rd because things got really effing weird. And the body horror, yeah, nah, I wasn't there for that. Interesting. The villains regarded as the villain of the hero are usually repetitive and overdone, milked to the point of being boring and making your eyes roll. Personally, I find the Joker extremely boring. I still love the Joker. He's still my favorite Batman villain. I do feel like we've just over-relied on the character, though, as of late. So I half agree there, I think. Titans should have hired actual fans in the writer's room. Yeah. Yes. For real. Tears. Nightwing, they should have hired us. For real. Would make the Titans show. Heard that on 3C Films, the Fast Furious finale is going to be 3 parts instead of 2. I saw that yesterday, that they've now decided that their 2-part finale has now ballooned to a 3-part finale. So now instead of 11 Fast films, there will be 12. Dude, by the time we get to like 12 almost being out, I guarantee they will probably be like, oh, the 13's gonna come out. The studio's seen Fast 10 and asked to have the end be a trilogy instead, and then also that The Rock was going to be returning. I didn't read that part. I find that part very unbelievable, but who knows? The Rock right now doesn't have a great public image and hasn't been nailing like he normally does. So maybe he's going to suck it up and come in for that paycheck. Yeah, hey, who knows? Now, we didn't need to know about those 2 for me anyway. I don't remember what that was about. I'm sorry. I think Titans did a good job at adapting Death in the Family. The comic is very outdated, in my opinion. I mean, the comic's fine, but it all happened in just a couple of hours, or just like 3 days, if that. So, like, the timing of it was just rushed. How it happened, the execution, I thought was a little sloppy, but it was fun. The suits, as always, looked great. The fights were great. There were some elements of it that were interesting and intriguing. But, yeah, I feel you there. I love reading new Teen Titans every year, so yes, despite having never written a script, I know I would have done better. What's up, the bruh? How are you doing? Me and Sean had some lost in translation moments, apparently. Have you read the Titans Academy comics? No. Be right back. Changing my legal name. Okay, that's what you meant to say. I was like, okay, my dyslexia fucked up that last one, but you actually put Bane to Robotka. Dr. Robotka. Robot. I was trying to make it like Robotnik, but I can't brain right now. They made so many mistakes from the start. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Robotka manga, anime. What about them? I've read the manga, and I've watched some anime, or maybe I've read some anime and watched some manga. You never know. I've given up real quick. It's not good at all, in my opinion. What's up, mercenary? Just passing through. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Now get the fuck out of here. Kidding. Gotham Knights is going on. It's kind of bad. I still have not watched a single episode of it. Seen a lot of hate on Fast and Furious stuff lately. Everybody's just saying it needs to stop, and everyone can have their own opinion, but I'm more than love them. Fun time with some likable characters. Dude, I will say, like, it is ridiculous, but I at least have fun every time I go and watch one. It's not like as quality, if you can even call it quality, as the first couple of entries were. Still, those are some of my favorites, but it's dumb action, popcorn, theater, fun, and it satisfies that itch to no end. So yeah, I'm okay either way. Robotka, do robot sounds, or are you more of a cyborg? Dog. Love the Star Wars reactions. Thank you. I'm having fun, man. There's been some decent Star Wars content as of late, especially, man, Visions. Whew. So good. Sex. Top tier goated. Maybe this was when we were talking about Bleach. See, this is going to be tiny. Oh, that was 2, Sean. Everyone stopped watching The Walking Dead at some point. I like season 9, but I love Michonne. Yeah. I think everybody took a break. Your cat doesn't snuggle with you. That's so sad. Walking Dead is old and moldy. I think it lost steam a long time ago. I still think there were some great moments that I may have missed if I just never watched it again in those later seasons, but its best days were long behind it. I think the show fucked up the second it killed Carl and never recovered. What are your thoughts on Birds of Prey show? I actually have a review on the channel for it. It's a fun, campy, like, it's just a fun show, man. There's something about it. It's got this juice that just made it like an enjoyable watch. It's very much a time capsule, but I liked it. Let's see. Marvel series now gone downhill. Some are good. We're talking about the shows, or are we talking about like comic series? It's with the Fab Five. I'm actually excited. Really enjoying. Oh, that's about that. Good, you like Bleach? I'll probably tap you for a podcast after my first season. Sure, fill me in. Me and my buddies have an open text chat right now, and we're doing like who would win between the captains of Bleach and some of the major characters in Naruto. We're doing like a versus thing between the two, and because we're fucking lame like that. But gotta do what you gotta do to stay happy when you start to get this age, man. Will you move to Kick? Fuck no. I mean, everything I have is here. I mean, there's no... Kick doesn't have a setup for what I do, so no. There's absolutely no benefit in me moving to Kick. I prefer Punch, the bruh. You see yourself moving to Kick from Twitch or using both? Oh, from Twitch. I mean, I don't know. I keep everything here right now. I mean, I don't see a benefit I only log into my Twitch ever just to view other people who are on Twitch. I don't stream to Twitch anymore. When I stream, if I stream, it's here. This is where my audience is. So it only makes sense for me to play around in this sandbox rather than splitting it. Maybe one day I'll branch off if we get to that point where I feel like it's either necessary or beneficial, but yeah, I don't know. I keep everything here. So my answer to that question would be neither right now for the foreseeable future. As much as I love Matt Ryan, Jenna Coleman is my favorite. Not a huge fan of gender/race swaps. Jenna was great. Matt still trumps her to me, so nah. Speaking of Kingdom Come, I understand why they went with Kid Mari and the Visions and Titans, but I kind of wish that we would have seen the adult one just to see their take on our costume. Could have been cool. Wait, why am I replying to Robotka now? What have you done? Maybe I have programmed you to be a robot centurion. Well, Henry Cavill was about Stardust. Oh, right, yes! Dude, that took me I had to double take for a second. I was like, wait, oh shit, that's fucking Henry Cavill! He's blonde, he's got a little pencil stash, and he's dueling this guy. It was fucking Superman versus Daredevil in the first 5 minutes of the movie. I'm glad you understood me. You're learning. My friends all endure my typing. I try my best to do the work that autocorrect fails to do. I promise Neverland fell off. I have not seen that yet. I've not seen it. I don't know. It's not me. You know that World Parks and Sophia has me, Chrissy Beppo, we're at the picket line with the WGA strikers. I was not aware. But that's cool. Support your writers, man. Support them. Teeny cute trash panda makes me sad, but I'll definitely watch it again. That's kind of where I'm at. Gotta go. Have a great rest of your day. Let's see. Showing up late. What's up, Ragu? Hope you're doing well, Omni. Guardians was a perfect balance. Taika would have had a goat screaming in those animal cages every 10 seconds, ruining the tension of every scene. Sorry. Was that resentment? I don't know. I'm curious to see how they now justify Eddie being evil, especially as he's regained all of his memories and therefore his love for the West family. I guess negative Speed Force will corrupt him. I think there's going to be this resentment that his sacrifice resulted in what it did, that they moved on like they did, because there was already this competition in a way, even if he wasn't fully aware of just how deep it was between him and Barry. I think to see what he gave, and for it to have, one, not have mattered in the grand scheme of things, but also for everybody around him to have just kind of moved on, and then Barry came in and took Iris. There's going to be a lot of corruption and like dark side getting in your brain. We've seen that like with what's her face? Shit, what's her name? I can't remember her name at this point. Where is she? Darwin. Where is she at? With her Speed Force. I know she's not a speedster now, but bring her back in. She was great. Plus, her in that outfit. But that's beside the point. Anyway, we saw when she got the negative Speed Force, it enhanced and corrupted her, it amplified her negative emotions. Mina Darwin, yes. Thank you. Mina Darwin. So I think that's what's happening. I imagine there's going to be a lot of mental stuff going on in his head that's probably not going to help things be very smoothed over. Spider-Woman rights is complicated. Sony owns some rights and Marvel owns others. That's why we have not seen a true Jessica Drew Spider-Woman yet. Are those mixed up? I thought Sony had all of that. No, Iron Man 3 was horrible. I liked Iron Man 2 way more. I'm right there with you on that. Really? Iron Man 2 and 3? Yes. What I understand is Sony owns the rights to the names, but Armor owns the rights as she is depictured in the comics. That's news to me. I don't know. Hot trash. I believe this was in reference to Iron Man 2 and 3. You think are both hot trash. Hope those are the correct opinions. Well, thank you. I liked Iron Man 3. I liked the ideas of Iron Man 3, but the execution was a complete failure of the whole idea. Like, they dropped the ball on the whole PTSD thing, and they did what they did. Anyway, whole other tangent we could get into with that. If everyone get in the suit, what is the point of an Iron Man? The real questions. Real questions. It was me, Barry. I didn't know that Lana Lang and John Henry Irons were a thing in the comics. I didn't know that. Is it? Are they? I didn't know that if they were. I just thought it was something that was happening in the show that was really cool. Apparently Superman and Lois, Gotham Knights both might get canceled. However, only one show may stay. Seriously hope Superman and Lois gets renewed, because if not, I'm done with the CW. I'm in the same boat as you. If they don't renew Superman and Lois, CW can kiss my viewership permanently. Goodbye. Bro, ever since the Flash trailer, everyone in school has said that it was me, Barry. Probably can't repeat the joke. Fair enough. Starfire finally got the best wigs in season 3. She did look damn good. And from season 3 onward, for sure. I never really noticed an issue. I don't know. Did I? I mean, yeah, it could have been better in the first 2 seasons, but I mean, she did great with what they gave her. It took her 3 seasons 4 seasons to be Starfire. Sorry. Did it? Because she ended the season finally as Starfire. Oh my god. Anyway, there's a whole other tangent. Not gonna go down that road. Because good god. They just botched all of these characters in so many different ways. While I enjoyed seasons 3 and 4, it's just the road they chose to take. The fact that half of the team wasn't truly realized in any extent until this season frustrates me. Dick wasn't Dick until season 3. So, like, fuck. Let's see. Facts. Joker's just overused. He needs to be retired from all media for 10 years. 10 years might be a little excessive, but definitely railed back a little bit. I would totally write a Titan show. I'd probably have Robin, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and Arsenal for season 1. Yes. That would be fine. Watched only F1 and 2. Both good. 3, actually, I think is highly underrated, sorry. I think Tokyo Drift is really underrated. 7, up to 7, I think they've all been pretty good. Like, at least legitimately different tiers of entertaining. 7's probably my favorite film in the franchise. But, yeah, man. Latest trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has made me more hyped for the movie. June is a stacked month for movies. Yes, June's gonna be, like, jam-packed with some banger movies. I hope, at least. At least some blockbusters, for sure. Sebastian was the best version of himself in his suit. That is also true. I don't know. I did like him in part 1, where he was trying to be corrupted, because I could have sympathized with him there. But the moment he got corrupted, he completely lost him. His motivations in the end, his plan in the end, didn't make any sense. Also, my god, the Trigon thing, are you kidding me? That was so hilarious. Starfire always looked fine. My programming failed. Good Omens has a release date, and I know some people are losing their little kitty minds over it. I can't wait for finding out the release date for season 2 of Sandman. I still need to finish Good Omens season 1. I've got 3 episodes left. Like, it's not a long season. I just haven't watched the last 3 episodes. Dr. Robotnika. Now, Hannah Diop is gorgeous enough to rock what they were doing with her in season 1, but it wasn't it. And they were lucky. She's so damn fine. Yeah, she pulled a lot of that work her own. She really did. See, that's another thing about the show. I'll give it this too. The casting I really liked. I liked who they picked for everybody. It's just the writing, man. It's just the writing. Gotta disagree. It wasn't a good job. Death and Family is maybe outdated, but you can modernize it with keeping the most important things there, which was more than just Joker killed Jason. See, I agree with Nightworld. They didn't adapt it well, but it served the purpose that they were going for. Did you notice that Joseph Morgan was actually starting to channel his Klaus every so often in his Sebastian role? Klaus? Joseph Morgan. I don't know. Joseph. I know that's the guy that played Bloodwork. Shit. Brother Blood. Who's Klaus? So I know you're not meaning Umbrella Academy. They don't even look remotely the same to me. I'd be fucking like, how? Klaus. Oh, okay. Maybe you're referring to Legacies or the originals. Or, I guess, Vampire Diaries. Are those all, like, splinter shows of the same damn thing? I've seen the first episode of Vampire Diaries, and that's been it. So, I don't know. Yes, she's drop dead gorgeous. Agree. Been on a Visions kick lately. Love season 2, but I think season 1 was the best shorts. Season 1 definitely has some peaked, whatchamacallits, excerpts for sure. I think overall, I think season 2 was a little stronger, but there's just some iconic shorts in season 1 that just are peak to me. The Village is still my favorite. across all of them, but there's some pretty damn good ones all across the board. Rurouni Kenshin coming out in July. You gonna watch it? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed, I will. Will I react to it? Probably not, because after all the Bleach drama, which I don't think a lot of reactors put publicly, a lot of us kind of had our little communal get-together to talk about some copyright issues with the Bleach shit that was going on that got kind of scary for a hot minute, but I don't know I can't remember who publishes that. If it's Viz, I'm saying right the fuck away from it. Not even gonna bother with it. I probably won't be I don't know if I'll be continuing Bleach when it comes back. I might just watch it on my own because it's just not worth the effort, I guess, as I've learned. But I will definitely be watching it, at least on my own. Rurouni Kenshin, like, I know it's got a problematic creator, and that's putting it extremely lightly. But that show, before I knew any of that stuff, before any of that came out, man, that show means a lot to me. It's like that is more of my Harry Potter situation for a lot of people, I think, than even Harry Potter. And I like Harry Potter. I liked it growing up a lot, but Rurouni Kenshin was, I think, closer to my soul growing up than when I was a Harry Potter kid. So, separating the art from the artist, sometimes it's difficult, but I don't know. I hope it's good. We'll see. Picture perfect. Would you do a Fortnite review? There's nothing to review, so I'm not sure what I would review. I mean, I played it last night. I played a little last night, but that's about it. It's alright. Working on getting that Darth Maul skin. Anna's one of those women where when I doubt I'm bi. I look at her and I'm like, nope, I'm still bi. My brain can find fun in everything, so I like Marvel movies in some way. I feel like I'm pretty good at finding redeeming qualities in most things. Even things I don't like. I can find something that I think it did well. But, yeah, I try to be pretty forgiving, you know? And my kitty is purring for season 2 of Good Omens. Is my head in the gutter? Are we talking about the same thing? Or am I reading into this weird? I feel Order 66 is the most memorable part of the prequel trilogy, considering how often it's referenced in other media, because it just sets the stage for everything that came after. Without Order 66, you don't have any of the stuff that we had in the stuff. So yeah, I mean, it is a big deal. It's a huge deal with all of it. So yeah, I get why we keep coming back to it. It's this big pivotal event. At least entertained if I don't like it. Exactly. Marvel movies gone downhill? I don't know. Guardians was right back to the top of the hill, but we maybe more of a valley. But yeah, I haven't out Shang-Chi I liked. So I've liked Shang-Chi. I love Shang-Chi. I loved No Way Home, and I loved Guardians. Everything else was okay to outside of that for me. Would highly recommend Friendly Space Ninjas video deep dive on The Walking Dead. Has one of the Flash 2. I've actually watched their Flash video. He digs into it, but in like a respectful way for what the legacy is, which very few people do. A lot of people will just go into it and just dig hard and just be a bitch about it in a way that is highly disrespectful. I think he did one with Supergirl though, which very much so reflects my opinions on that show. Even though I did watch it to the end. Even though I completely rage quit Supergirl at one point or another. But anyway, yeah. We need to get Anna D up for Storm. She's from Senegal too. So Gorvish playing Storm. Yes. Dude, when are we gonna get the X-Men? How long are we gonna have to wait, Kevin, for us to get the X-Men? Let's see. Quality, yes. And interesting main villains, yes. Strictly dickly. But if Anna wanted me, I would tie my hair back and start jaw exercises. God damn. Christina. I mean, you're not wrong. Stop acting like your own Omni. Hey, I'm almost 40. I'm 5 years from being 40. I can be a little. I feel it in my bones. Anyway, goddamn. No Way Home, Guardians 3, Shang-Chi were really good. Doctor Strange 2 was decent. Ant-Man 3, 4 were a little disappointing but entertaining. Some of that I agree with. What's up, Daniel? See the Super Mario Brothers movie? Yeah, I'm seeing it again tonight. Recently surpassed Rise of Skywalker, one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. That's an opinion. I really don't want to go on a tirade. I'll leave it at this. I did see it. I'll default to my normal response to you, Daniel. You're subscribed to the channel, I assume, since you attend to these every now and then. I did a review when it came out. And I definitely think it's better than all 3 of the sequel trilogy movies. That's not true. I don't think it's better than Force Awakens. But, man, one of the Rise of Skywalker, one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. I can respect that. I wholeheartedly disagree, but everybody's got their own opinion, man, and I gotta respect it. Black Panther 2 was good. All right, I forgot about Black Panther 2. It was okay. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Very underrated actress. This is the only thing I've seen her in, actually, was Titans. And they made a lot of money from that movie. Yes, they did. Would you review comic and manga anytime soon? Probably not, because that's a whole other time sink that would be very difficult to do. I didn't know that. Now I gotta go watch the reaction. That was about the Henry Cavill comment. That was about the Henry Cavill fighting Charlie Cox. Looking forward to Secret Invasion next month. John Campia has been able to see some of it, and he said that it would be very good. Crossing my fingers. It's great. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Surpass Star Wars. Do you think it can surpass Star Wars: The Last Jedi? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm giving it some more money tonight, so we'll see. It's not all autocorrect, not gonna lie. Okay, so you put in some effort, I guess, into typing. Welcome. Dang. Please support writers, aka I'm a writer, an illustrator, and there are others. 100%. I definitely support writers. Their name Mina Darwin. I don't know how you can make a Titan show. Will you read Star Wars Inquisitor, Rise of the Red Blade when it comes out? Probably not. Probably not. The last Star Wars books I've read, I still haven't actually finished Dooku Jedi Lost, but I did finish this the day before I started Jedi Survivor. It was a fun little read. Definitely could have been better. Definitely needed a different editor to review it, because there was some really janky, not dialogue, but like, I mean, I don't know how to say it under writing, the way it was structured. But, and then the last other Star Wars book I read was Light of the Jedi, which was okay. It was trying to do a lot in one book, so I never really got too deep and attached, and then wasn't really motivated to continue the High Republic stuff. But maybe after Jedi Survivor, with its lean into that, I'll probably explore it a little bit more now, but we'll see. I'm watching season 9 of The Flash. It's a bit hard to watch, but I love to see the episode where Oliver came back and revealed the multiverse is back, and revealed the Red Death was on a different Earth. No, Iron Man 3 made over $1 billion. Massive Avengers movie. A lot of people tell me that it did not deserve that, and I agree. I mean, what a movie makes and how good a movie is do not matter. That doesn't equate, so I'm right there with you. It's true, one of the characters that has shared owners. Okay, interesting. Didn't know that. What are your favorite types of dark side lightsabers? I mean, there's not like dark side lightsabers. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, if you just mean lightsabers in general, I prefer dual wielding or saber staffs. No, I mean, I like Cal's setup, because you can literally do, me and my friends, we had a little like side thing we were doing, and like we created our own characters when we were in high school and stuff, and mine literally, and like, it can be one, it can be two, it can be a staff. Like, you put them together, wom wom wom, take them apart, wom wom wom, put one down, wom wom wom. I'm just indecisive. It depends. My mood changes, so I like the options. But if I had to pick, I like dual wielding. But as far as lightsabers, it's literally just a red blade and then whatever you want to do with the hilt. So I'm not sure what you mean in that respect. Summer's response, perfect. I like the red ones. Oh, sorry. I would have brought Jason in for season 1. That could have been work. Marvel seems to have a bit of a phobia on exploring their main Avengers, having some sort of mental troubles. Tony's PTSD in Iron Man 3 fumbled. Thor's grief and relief in Endgame fumbled. Yeah, it's because I feel like they're afraid to really lean into heavy things too heavily because they need things to be bubbly and fun for the kids. And I'm glad that's where they gave James Gunn enough room to play, and it wasn't always the case. They used to do like some heavy stuff like this. It used to be a little more experimental, but I think they've been just so focused on the bottom line that we're missing the heart of these movies since Endgame. I think the fear of the drop-off after Endgame has made them play everything so safe in a lot of ways. But that's just my theory. My film theory. But to be fair, Iron Man 3 was before all of that, and they think they hit that, and they did try to take it seriously. I think they took Tony's PTSD more seriously than anything else we've seen after the fact. Except for Hawkeye. I think they handled Hawkeye's whole, like, humanity pretty decently enough, but not as much as they probably should have, but it is what it is. That's a whole other tangent thing we can go down on. Remember when the CW was UPN and played sitcoms and Voyager? I remember that as well, actually. But I didn't really watch it then, but I do remember UPN. They'll renew Gotham Knights, proves how out of touch the execs are. If they do, oh my god, waste of a decision. I would keep Teenage Dick Robin, season 1. I would have killed him within the season and between seasons. Fair? General writers underrated as they are part of the creating the story and the creating the plot twists. Well, of course. Mostly black people. Black people gone. Okay, I'm translating your typing again. Most black people are going to notice the quality of wigs. I think that's what I'm translating this to. But I can understand that. I mean, it's what, like, I mean, a heavy part of like the upkeep and all that. Like, quality wigs, one, they're just hard to come by. When my mom was getting some when she lost her hair from cancer and stuff, like, she went through a butt ton. So like, you can definitely tell like the budgeting on like certain shows by the wigs, I feel like. Even if like maybe I don't pay attention as much as some people might. Like, there's some shows where you just straight up, oh my lord, that looks awful. I'm not gonna lie, like Rachel's looked pretty awful a couple of times throughout it. I think like it's still not great. The white helps here balance it out because one, it's also supposed to have this unnatural kind of feel to it, but I don't know, man. Or some other really bad ones. I can't really think of any just off the top of my head, but I know between the CW and DC TV in general, there's probably been a shit ton. But I like what they did as far as everybody's concerned in these last 3 seasons. But yeah, it's not usually something I pay attention to unless it is just real bad. We need 3 hours just discussed. Shit. T-O-T-N-S? I think that's supposed to be Titans, but I think it says Tottens. Titans. Yes, there you go. You fixed it. Joker needs to be paused for a bit. Agreed. Facts. Wish we got a prequel show featuring the Titans from season 2 flashbacks. I like those characters way more than the main cast. Says something about their writers. I agree with that. I would have liked that way better, actually. Superman Legacy starts filming January 2024. God, I dread that movie. I feel that this movie will be so bad, the worst. Why? Why? What? We know nothing about the movie, so why are you dreading it? I feel like it's in perfectly good hands. I'm looking forward to it. I hope and think that it's going to be a damn good movie, man. Got nothing to base it off of, but I know James Gunn, and he has not missed a beat. I actually think having Corey, Raven, Gar in Season 1 of flashbacks to the first team wasn't a bad idea, just badly executed. There was definitely always a better way to do it. I think they could have handled it better, for sure. Damian Wayne and his grandpa need to be used more other villains instead of Joker. Will we be getting Damian in the DCU coming up? Wonder if Rhodey has any PTSD about flying and falling post Civil War. We don't see enough of him. That would be an interesting topic to dive into. I would be shocked if he didn't. Trigon got bitched out twice. Yes, he did. Judging you. You need to see Promise Neverland. Season 1 is fire. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Will the first team be Hawk Dove, Wonder Girl, Aqualad, Nightwing? And yeah, pretty much. Well, not Nightwing, Robin. But yeah, that'd be the team. The adaptation was an L of Red Hood. I would have kept Judah's contract exactly as it was. Stupid to have Slade and the Titans meet like that. That's fair. On the plus side, got a Nintendo Switch and love it so far. Grand Theft Auto Collection, Metroid Prime, Lion King, Lion Jungle Book Collection, blah, 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 blah. Well, hell yeah, man. Switch is awesome. I don't use mine nearly as much. But, yeah, hell yeah. Adaptation of Red Hood was mid. It was alright. It was alright. By far, could have been better. Suit was cool, though. Sega Genesis versions. He played Klaus Mikkelsen on Vampire Diaries in the originals. Okay, so I was right when I looked that up. Red Hood suit was cool. What's up, Marcus? I'm trying to wrap up here because we've been going on for a hot minute. Let's see. Dredd is a cult classic. Not seen it. I've not actually sat down and seen either of the Dredd films. Klaus from the Umbrella Academy is cool. I agree. Garth killed and the Titans having beefs with him and Jericho being his actual name is lol. Dying like that was so stupid. Oh yeah, that was so dumb. And I love that they acknowledged how stupid it was how they killed off Wonder Girl, Donna in the season 2. Oh my fucking lord, that was terrible. Arrowverse is not so good anymore. There's only one there's only one Arrowverse show left. But I've been enjoying this season so far. Red Hood was a Batman villain and should have stayed that way. Dick and Jason didn't even meet until an entire year after Under the Red Hood. Oh, okay, I misread that. You're right. The Rock's ego wasn't big enough to escape Vin Diesel. Seriously, The Rock has been doing a lot to try to win people back, but ain't falling for it. What you mean? Gotta go. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and you, Omni. Can't wait for this week's reactions. Well, thank you, Christina. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. I don't know what I was going to say there. I was going to try to say something poking fun at you being high every time you come in and not being able to type, but I couldn't make it make sense. So, have a good Saturday. We'll just leave it at that. Let's see. Speaking of drama, I really miss Ralph in The Flash. My cousin and I watched the series from the beginning now, and he was so confused with what happened to Ralph in season 7, had to explain it, and it was sad. I kind of feel as it was very abrupt in the explanation and his absence. It still kind of felt, and it just wasn't very well. Wait, what is Doctor Who? That's not to me. I think we're getting a debate into some comic book lore going on. The cats are on the back deck again. We're gonna have to like fucking. Oh no, Pop-Tart? What about Pop-Tart now? What happened now? What's with the 4th movie or 4th season of a show like Batman and Robin is not very good, but I liked it. Superman 4, Quest for Peace, and lackluster. Season 4, Legend Season 4 are bad. Don't know. Thundercats. What is it with the 4th movie? You just said that. I don't know. I don't think every 4th movie is bad though, for 4th season. I heard the rumor about anime copyright drama being discussed on the Checkskin podcast. Yeah, we talked about that as well. They're in the little Discord we kind of talk in. They don't even do anime reviews. It came up because they were asking us about, because they were looking to get into them. and like what to start with. But then literally that week is when all the bullshit happened. Because they were like, hey, we've been thinking about doing some anime. What are your recommendations in going about it? And then this shitstorm cooked up with Viz Media, man. It wasn't even with Viz directly. It was with some third-party guy who started trying to like flaunt his power around on their behalf. There are several stories with Dick as Nightwing and Jason as Robin. Don't dye your hair, that would damage it. If the shape of your hair is awesome. Who's this to? I don't remember that coming up. If it was to me, I'm not dyeing my hair. I've gone through that phase. I don't know. Said anything that negates it. Uber help. I'm confused. What do you think the next Nintendo movie will be? Hope it will be a Zelda movie. It's probably going to be Donkey Kong or Zelda. I think those are probably the two I'll lean to. I really want a Star Fox movie though. In the Marvels, I think Marvel did kind of decrease a little bit, but Guardians really climbed back up the hill and put that crown back in place. Exactly. So Dick and Jason didn't meet. Oh, okay. They're arguing about Dick and Jason when they met and stuff. Don't know what the raised eyebrow was about. Omni isn't experienced. Don't know what that's about. Obviously meant meeting again after his death. Gotcha. Buffering. That was when I was pausing to figure out how to respond to Christina's comment. 36, just turned 36 March 22nd. Oh yeah, man, you're 1 year older than I am. Oh, Daniel. So Sheena made it. Hey, Sheena, how are you doing? How you doing? Oh, I got a super chat. Victor again. Vector. Gotta go. Happy weekend to you, Omni, and all in the chat. Well, thank you. Thank you for the super chats. Hope you have a good weekend. Chill, and hopefully we'll see you next weekend. Now, where was my place? Oh my god, where did I lost my place. There we are. Let's see. It's more arguing about comic stuff. Like The Last Jedi, to be honest, I think Luke was executed well with what they had, but we don't talk about the Finn plot. I'd rather just not talk about any of the plot. So I'm not going to. Let's see. Surpass Last Jedi, can surpass 1.3 billion. However, not go here near that. Made over 2 billion worldwide. Yeah, it's definitely not going to hit that high. Black Widow came out too. It wasn't too bad. That's why I said it was okay. Some of those movies were mostly okay. Sheesh, book. Christina, just whining today with all your comments. Oh, winning. Shit. Winning today with all our comments. Yes, she was. A lot of people just saying their name like we're fucking watching like a soap opera. Sean, Heather, Sean, Marsha, Sheena. Sorry. Light of the Jedi was a daunting task of establishing the whole High Republic era, but it feels like it has 3 books in it. I agree with that assessment. Like, it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, but all of that is why it failed to be great. You know, there were some good stories in there, but we were not focused on any one. But there was like 3 or 4 different perspectives, settings, and stories all going on at the same time that weren't really all that connected. Just made it, just such, it's kind of hard to keep up with. Darkseid Sabers, Red Blade. I enjoy the High Republic book so far. How many of you read? Let me know. Because I've literally just I've peeked at Light of the Jedi so far. I like the blue ones. Yo, we in here. What's up, Simon? We're trying to wrap up, by the way. So I won't be on here too much longer. Smash that like button. Yes. The problem is that Marvel rates their movies PG-13 and you can't manage to do mature things. They need to make it PG. That's kind of fair, I guess. I don't know that that matters. The rating isn't what's affecting the quality, if that makes any sense. Making it PG is not going to change the execution of the film. Gotta go. Enjoy the movie. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll check out your Stardust reaction. Yeah, it'll be on YouTube by the end of the month, so just keep an eye out. If you're on Patreon, which I think you still are, I'm pretty sure you still are. The watch along, the full length is available for the members and the patrons and stuff. I like that Rocket was the main character of Guardians 3. It really shows how much he matures in this movie. I loved it so much, man. Omni became a translator for Christina. Hey, man, I'm trying my best. Sometimes you just got to pick up that slack from autocorrects. I'd rather the CW bring back Naomi than save Gotham Knights. Really? Damn. See, I've heard okay things about Gotham Knights, and it doesn't do anything exceedingly well, but it's not as bad as a lot of people thought. Jason Momoa had a truly awful wig in Stargate Atlantis after he cut his dreadlocks before season 5. Just so bad. I forgot that he was in that. I've never watched it. I've only seen the Stargate movie. Check out my reaction on the channel if you haven't. I forgot he was in there, though. Some of Henry Cavill's Witcher wigs are awful. Yeah, they weren't the best, especially in the first season. Watched Dungeons and Dragons last night. Loved it. Michelle Rodriguez was fantastic. Hers, you didn't waste it on me, did you? Line got me. Yes, it did too. I love that movie, man. I wish more people went to see it. And I loved watching Greg's reaction to it. Because, yeah, that's exactly like a lot of people, I feel like they were like put off because it was Dungeons and Dragons and maybe they aren't familiar and thought they might not understand it. There's probably a multitude of reasons why people didn't go into it like that, but like the reception was phenomenal. It was so good, and I'm glad to see like it's getting some attention and stuff. Titans. Can't wait for the Flash. Love time travel multiverse movies. When it comes to time travel, everyone has a different opinion. I try to talk to the guy who says the malleable timelines don't exist. I don't know what that means. You have a good wig, but bad haircuts for the actors. Not a fan of the wigs they gave Angela Bassett in 911, but they look like good ones. Still never watched that show. We're Joshua. Got a dodgy wig for the last episode too. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you can definitely tell there. He did agree to shave his head though. They offered him a bald cap option, but he said it took 3 hours to do and he'd rather be in bed. I can respect that. I mean, he only wore it for 2 scenes, so who cares? Not a big deal. Let's see. Slade needs to make his own villain, not work for someone else. Exactly. You need to take a nap before the movie. That's the goal. When's the movie again? 8:30? I'm gonna still get an okay nap, I think. Hope you have a good week. Got 2 exams in the next few days, so I can't stay long. I'll be back to watch your stream next week. Thank you, J Molds. Good luck on your exams. I hope you knock it out of the park. Dread 3D is amazing. Totally worth every penny spent on it. Dread with Stallone is totally worth missing. I feel like I've seen Stallone's Dread without never seeing it, if that makes sense, because of all the internet reviewers of the olden golden days of YouTube covered that movie extensively, and I feel like I've vicariously seen that, all the worthwhile moments of that movie to see. However, I've seen nothing from Dread, like the one with Carl Urban. Haven't seen it. I have to check it out one of these days. What happened to your hand, Omni? I had to go to the doctor. I got something, I have no idea what it was. They had to do a biopsy, so I'm just kind of healing from the tissue they took out of my hand. Hearing that Lois Lane has cancer and Superman cannot use Kryptonian tech to save her makes no sense. The reasoning they gave in the show, I totally accept. Totally makes sense. A man broke into Henry's house, stabbed his hand, and stole his cat. No! Oh, that's the Oh No Pop-Tart. Okay. Grant should have been with the first Wilson we met. His death is literally what made Slade go against the Titans. That would have made more sense. Having the whole thing start with the contract is so freaking stupid. Hope Draco Malfoy returns to the Flash, aka Julian. Highly doubtful. It was me, Omni. Let's see. Hey, Omni just dropped by. Say, what's up? What's up, Aaron? Welcome. No, just responding to Sean. Pop-Tart is just pouting right now. She is safe. Good. We have 2 cats that frequent the neighborhood, and we've been doing the bad thing and feeding them. And they just hang out. They love on us. Like, they come around. They like, run up to us when they see us now and stuff, just to, like, get pets and whatever. And Pop-Tart hates other cats. Like, gets vehemently aggressive when they're around. So, like, I want so bad to let them in here, but I don't know how that would work. Because there's no extra space to, like, block them off and to help them get used to each other. We don't have enough room. If we had a third bedroom, maybe that would work, but yeah, it sucks because they're so cute. But Pop-Tart's a little diva bitch. Just joined your Discord, Omni. Friday, I think. Awesome. Hell yeah. I need more people in there. Everybody join the Discord if you're not. Wouldn't hurt Pop-Tart. Little cats Pop-Tarts. 2 weeks without Superman Lois. I'm going to be sad. Wait, what? Are we on a break? Can't wait to find out how the rest of the season plays out. Are we on a break? I didn't know we were on a break. Damn it. I feel like Superman feels that Lois has cancer. Losing a little brother from cancer is terrible. Yeah, my mom had cancer, and hopefully this is not. So we'll find out, and I'll let you guys know. Lol to chat. Just turned 33 in January. Whoop whoop. Got a lot of people hitting in the 30 strides. Putting money on eventually getting a movie about Seamus. I know that's going to be hated by a lot of people who prefer a Bomberman movie. You know, for plot reasons. Ah, gotcha. Wait, I still don't know who you're talking about. Who's Seamus? Samus! Dude, Metroid would be awesome. Dude, that would be a great one too. But I'm still going to stay on my Star Fox train. Vector from Despicable Me. Roger, Roger. What's your Vector, Victor? I automatically had to read it like that for whatever reason. I see the Roger, Roger, and I just think of a B1 battle droid, man. I just can't. God! I've been all stream, but I've been making some clay models, so my hands have not been free to type. You've been working with clay? What are you making? Better show it off on the Instagram. I'd love to see. If any of you make art or anything like that, I would love to just check it out. Also, I've read 4 books from the High Republic. And quick thoughts, go. Clay. Dude, I hate working with clay. Like, when I took my ceramics class for my degree, man, I low efforted so much of it. I had some things I was proud of, but it definitely was not my forte. There were some people though that were in my class that were amazing with the stuff they put together. Some real intricate pieces that they crafted together, man. Mine was like potato-y as all hell. Not the worst in the class, I'll say, but all right enough. I passed. That's the important thing. I do like the Jedi Survivor is tying in High Republic. We need more High Republic visual content. Omni, 3PPO. I'm a 3PPO. 3PO. Yes. Because I'm a protocol droid translating for Christina. Jedi Survivor ties in High Republic stuff. I need to play it. It does. There's a lot of High Republic going on in it. Kind of the main plot, really. Yes. D&D movie was so good. Really had that PG movie magic. Yes, it did. I hate to say this, however, I don't think there will be a Star Fox movie because Mario had an R-Wing in his TV show. So Star Fox is a game in that universe, therefore it can't exist in the universe. As Peach said, there are many universes out there, and just because it's a TV and Mario's doesn't mean there's another universe out there where Star Fox is real. How don't you know how that multiverse works? Sorry. Yeah, we're not taking my Star Fox away from me. Multiverse. Exactly. That's the answer. Biopsies. I'm going in for a few soon. Hope you heal. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. I don't think that everything has to be a shared universe. It could absolutely make a Star Fox movie. It could, and it not tie in at all. We don't know yet. And then they cross over for the Super Smash movie. Fuck you. It's not a bad thing. I love them. I love them too, but Pop-Tart's a bitch. It's raining, and I don't know where they are now. Hold on. Hope they're okay. I don't think that Jonathan is going to be with Smallville Fire Department by the end of the season, which, if they end up in Metropolis Season 4, won't be a bad thing. That is true. Maybe they're hiding under a tree or under the deck. 30. That's crazy. I'm not even 20. A baby girl. Little baby Sean. It's okay. Got plenty of time to catch up. It's okay, Sean. You is baby. I'm dead. That droid impression was actually good. Thank you. I don't like clay either. It's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere. It's not really how clay works, but I respect the reference. That's the word I was looking for. Oui, artiste. We talked about ages. Coming up on 27 and feeling old. Well, dude, 35. Shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding. I feel like the older we get, we're always like, God damn it, man, we're getting up there. Like, I feel like we're all kind of in that boat, and realistically, still only got if we're looking at this like it was a video game, it's only like 25% complete, and realistically, none of us are going to get to 100%. Never fully. That's if you look at it like that turn, like getting to like level 100 or like age 100. Most of us aren't even going to get there, so do we ever actually finish the game? I mean, it's not the perfect analogy. What's that? I need that DLC content at the end of my life, man. Anyway, popping in between Eurovision announcements to say hi, wishing you all the best. Well, thank you, Hazel. I like that. Have a good time zone, because you never know if it's morning or night for some people. That's a nice little way to phrase that. I may steal that. I don't feel yet ultra. Samey. Ultra. Love to learn how to sculpt clay because I don't have the money to buy statues of my favorite characters, but I love to make them myself. That was the exact reasoning I had when I was a kid, that I really wanted to learn to play around with molding clay. Never got around to it until I had to for class. Still probably wouldn't have made that. My sculptures would not have been great replacements though. Hope they actually make a Legend of Zelda in a 12+ hour Star Wars tone. More mature tone, but overall, all 12+. I thought that you meant like hours. I was like, how the fuck are we gonna do that? But like 12 and older, like a more mature overall kids movie. I would like that. I think for that, it would be very well suited, especially for, I think for Metroid, I think you would need to do that. Don't mind clay though. It can be fun to sculpt with when you're learning to sculpt first time. It sucks. It takes a lot to get used to handling it, like how much moisture you gotta use, how you can't get it too wet, can't let it get too dry. You have to make sure it stays wet. If you take a break, because otherwise it'll dry between sessions and then you won't be able to mold it anymore. Because re-wetting it, if it gets too dry, you can't go back. So you have to like spray it, cover it, wrap it, keep the moisture in there. It's a whole process. Whew. I'll be 30 in 2 days. In 2 days, welcome to the club. Happy early birthday. 20, I feel old. I know I shouldn't, but I do. We all do. Actually, tomorrow, since it's past midnight. And yeah, getting in sooner. Happy birthday. Knob doctor. Can't even drink yet. So old. Thanks. Now that. That. Soda crack. Give me a little Jeff Goldblum there for a second. All right, we're caught up. Guys, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to go see Mario again here in a little while, just for fun. And we'll catch up next week. More Jedi Survivor tomorrow. Expect that. Other than that, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll leave a like. Join our Discord. Links to that. All my socials are in the description. They always are. If you're not following me, I know who you are. Anyway, kid. I'll see you all next week. Take care, everybody.